Are you a homeowner looking to unlock?
Columbia Lions football is
Are you a homeowner?
I'm Rob.
Hello, I'm Rick Whitley.
And I'm
Columbia Lions football is on the air. Tonight's game on WKRM is being brought to you by
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Columbia Lions football is on the air. Tonight's game on WKRM is being brought to you by Parks Motor Sales, by Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, by Tin Pin Alley, by Fast Stop Markets, Columbia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Columbia Foodland, Holland's Pharmacy, Family Dental Associates of Spring Hill, by Custom Stone Handlers, Brown's Body Shop, by Murray Regional Medical Center, by Quick Mart, by Davis Heating and Cooling, Sands Fence Company, Baird Financial, The Parker Group, by First Farmers, by The Garbage Man, and by Caledonian Financial. And now to the field for tonight's game. Here's Lewis and Lee Maddox.
And welcome into Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First of all, we got a little thing to correct on that intro there. It's no Lee Maddox tonight. It's Lewis Maddox along with my longtime partner. I know you guys have, everybody that's listening is quite tired of hearing these two voices on the radio. Mr. Drake Colley is going to be my partner here in the Marion Woolhoit broadcast booth tonight for tonight's matchup between Columbia Central and the Lincoln County Falcons down in Fayetteville, Tennessee. Have traveled up here to Lindsey Nelson Stadium in an all-important battle here in Columbia tonight. Drake, thanks for being with me. Welcome in.
Well, thank you very much. And let me be the first to say I am not able to fill your dad, Lee Maddox's shoes, who's feeling a little under the weather tonight. And just want to say, Lee, hope you're feeling better. I know he's listening to us. And thank you for letting me join you on the broadcast. It is senior night, and I tell you what, there are a bunch of seniors involved in this situation.
There sure were. We might end up being a little late on kickoff, to be honest with you.
Well,
Maybe 7:01, 7:02 before this thing gets underway.
That'll be okay. But it's a huge matchup. It's a big game for Columbia Central and their playoff aspirations. Well, they're going to be in the playoffs, but just the alignment and the brackets once they enter the playoffs. Tonight's game against Lincoln County is a huge ball game.
Yeah, it's an unseasonably warm night in the Middle Tennessee area in the south. 74 degrees right now at Lindsey Nelson Stadium here in Columbia, Tennessee. Going to get down into the upper 60s by the time this game ends tonight. We've got the window open. It feels quite nice. Usually we're in pants and long shirts and jackets tonight. But I'm in shorts and a T-shirt for a late October football game. But yes, an all-important matchup here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium tonight. Here is how Region 5 5A is pictured in Week 11, the last week of the season. Shelbyville Central leads the way at 8-1, 5-0 in the district. Tullahoma is next at 7-2, 4-1 in the district. Then comes Columbia Central, 6-3, 3-2 in the region. And then Lincoln County sits at that 4 spot, 3-6 overall, 2-3 in the region. Franklin County right under them, 2-7 and 2-3 in the region. Then Lawrence County and Spring Hill round out Region 5 5A in the standings. It's very interesting tonight. Lincoln County playing for their playoff lives here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium tonight. 3 teams could end up tied in the region record at 3-3 tonight if Lincoln County can get a victory and Franklin County can get a victory at Spring Hill this evening.
Well, I'll tell you, it's important. This game is so important because if Columbia Central loses, the probable matchup would be against Page High School, which anyone knows in this area and pays any attention to high school football knows what a powerhouse and how talented Page is. So Columbia wants to win this game and basically stay away from Page.
We're going to take a quick timeout. National anthem about to get started. We'll be back right after this.
Foster Insurance Agency is a locally owned independent agency and a proud member of the Insurers of Tennessee. Foster represents many top-rated insurance companies such as Auto Owners Insurance. The great team at Foster has been servicing Columbia and surrounding areas in Middle Tennessee since 1952 and offers many commercial and personal insurance products. Call Mike Ford or Jimmy Ford today at 931-388-8365 or stop by their convenient location at 204 West 4th Street in Columbia, Tennessee.
We always get the question, what is Caledonian? That's easy. We're a full financial services firm. Who is Caledonian? Well, that's a little more interesting. Monty has an economics background. Daisy and Perry come from the banking world. Gay is an accountant, and Thomas has science and business degrees. Blair was a small business owner. Finally, I'm Becky Price, and I have a background in education. Together, we make up Caledonian Financial in historic downtown Columbia.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through NBC Securities Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Are you looking to turn your car into cold, hard cash today? Don't look any further than Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia. You probably know us for selling cars, but did you know we're in the business of buying cars? That's right, we buy all makes and models at top dollar every day. Show up with your car and leave with cash. It's that easy. Stop by today to get a written offer on your vehicle. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia is family owned and proud to serve our community.
You can count on us.
Back inside the Marion Woolhoit broadcast booth at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, live from Columbia, Tennessee, on 103.7 WKRM. Also live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch online. The live stream is up and running. If you want to check out that, go over to WKRM Radio on Facebook or any of those sites that I just mentioned.
And Big Lou, let me just say right off the bat, I'm filling in for your dad, Lee Maddox, and Lincoln County is his alma mater.
It sure is.
He grew up over there. You went up. You grew up going to the Lincoln County games.
I was trying to kind of stay away from that, considering how heated this rivalry is. But that is true. Yes.
And I know Lee would love to be here tonight, folks. He's feeling a little bit under the weather. He's allowed me to come in here and help out with the broadcast. And Lee, your dad cut his teeth in broadcasting over there in Lincoln County, Fayetteville, Tennessee.
He sure did, on the same radio station that the Falcons are broadcast on, 105.5 in Fayetteville is YTM.
Well, there you have it.
But yeah, this is a very important matchup. Columbia with a win, likely going to be traveling to Centennial next week as the 3 seed. If they lose, they're probably going to be going to Page, who's 8-1, 5-0 in their region on a 7-game win streak.
And let's be honest, there's a lot of difference between Centennial, going to Centennial and playing, and going to Page and playing.
A whole lot of difference.
So the Columbia Central Lions definitely want to win this ball game tonight and position themselves against a team in the first round of the playoffs that they can compete with and handle. Not that they can't with Page, but Page is a tall order when it comes to high school football.
They sure are. Clayton Harris caught up with Coach Darius Goff just moments before kickoff. We'll go down to field level and hear from him.
Here with Coach Darius Goff before tonight's big region matchup and senior night against Lincoln County. And Coach, you entered the game 6-3. You're on a 3-game winning streak. What was practice like this week for your team?
Practice went well for us this week. Guys were locked in. The energy was there and the effort was there. We got better as the week went on, and that's the big thing about practicing, preparing for an opponent. The first day it might be not as crisp as you want because you're introducing something new to them. But as the week go on, as long as they look better as the week go on, that's big for me.
Obviously, a lot of playoff implications for this game tonight. Your team is locked in the playoffs. A win, you'll be the 3 seed. A loss will probably put you at the 4 seed. I know that's got to be somewhat in the back of your mind as you go into this game tonight.
Yeah, man. All the time in the world, man, and I think about it, man. We prepared for Lincoln County this week, man, but that thought's in the back of my mind for sure. We're going to come out and handle business tonight and prepare for what's for the future for us. I'm glad, I'm proud of these guys. They fought all season for us to put us in a situation where we can even be in the place we're in, man, because I told them all the time, man, look at you from last year to this year, man, and you done grew so much and you don't even know it. So I'm proud of these guys, and I know that we'll continue to fight.
I'm going to ask you a question about this senior class in a minute, but before we get there, a couple of weeks ago, you and the staff made a decision to go with Burton Moore at quarterback. How do you feel about the way he's been playing and the decision to do that?
I think he's getting better. The more time he's getting in the game, he's getting better, man. Snap by snap. I think he's getting more comfortable. He's getting to know the guys he's throwing the ball to, and he knows where people's supposed to be now. So he's showing so much growth and potential for him to be a sophomore. And that's the thing at quarterback. You want somebody back there that's gonna accept the challenge and look it in the face and take it head on. And I give kudos to both guys for doing that. Tice started out for us early on in the season. He did well for us. We just made a decision to go another way with it, and the next guy stepped up, and Tice has still been at practice every day, working hard just like everybody else. So I give him a lot of credit for that.
Coach, you came back to Columbia in January as an assistant for then head coach Bobby Sharp. He leaves, you get the job in the middle of May. Didn't have a lot of time to prepare, but you mentioned it earlier. What the guys did last year compared to this year has almost been flipped completely around. What are your thoughts about this senior class that will be playing their last game at Lindsey Nelson Stadium tonight?
Man, 4 coaches in 4 years, that's hard on anybody. And these guys, since I got here last January, man, these guys been working hard for me. They bought in and believed in me. And then once I had got the nod to be the head man, that just locked us in even more. They were the ones to tell me it, so they mean a lot to me. They have a special place in my heart. I'll always remember, Jordan Davis, Malik, Caden, Cam, Woody, all of them, man. They're a great group of kids. They're going to do a lot of great things in the future outside of football. They're going to go on to be great fathers, great men, great people in the community, and make a lot of money. I believe that because they're all smart, man, and whatever they choose to do, they're gonna excel at it very well.
What about you? You're 9 games into your first season as a head coach. We're here. It's hard to believe it's the last game of the regular season. What have you learned through 9 games?
Man, keep fighting. Every day something new might come up every day. So you gotta be versatile and on your toes, man. It's a never-ending job, is what I say, from the field to the classroom to off the field and out of the classroom, man. My main thing is being a coach and a person that these kids can look up to, talk to about anything, because I've been through a lot in my life, and I'm from the same places that some of these kids are from, and so I can relate to them very well. And that's one of the big things I've learned throughout these 9 games, man. I learned a lot about football and coaching, but even more than that, just being there for the kids, man. That's big for me.
Well, Coach, you've done a heck of a job. Good luck to you and the Lions tonight, and we'll talk to you at halftime.
All right, appreciate it.
That was head coach Tredarius Goff live before kickoff here from Lindsey Nelson Stadium tonight. Lions win the toss and have elected to defer. That's what we want. Right, Drake? Want to have that extra possession, always want to get the ball back after halftime.
Well, ultimately, what you would love to do is have the ball at the end of the first half, score, and then come back, get the ball in the second half, long drive down the field or whatever it takes, get another score. So you get back-to-back scores, and that gives you a big advantage in a football game.
Lions dressed tonight in purple tops, white bottoms, white numerals, trimmed in white with the Lions across the chest, purple helmets with the white C and the white stripe down the middle. Lincoln County in their red helmets, blue falcon on either side of those helmets, white jerseys, white pants, blue numerals trimmed in red. They'll be receiving the opening kickoff from Luis Garcia. And Luis tonight will be kicking off from right to left on your radio dial. Band still on the field, and the kickoff team for Columbia Central getting ready on the sideline to take the field as soon as the band gets off the field. They've actually stayed out there a little long because Lincoln County is already out there with their kickoff return team, and they're kind of in an odd formation because the band is kind of blocking out their formation.
Just like Tennessee up in Knoxville, the Columbia Central High School band forms the Power L. That is the Power L.
And I
that
think
the
it's
players
fantastic.
run through.
I think it's fantastic.
It's terrific. It looks great, and We just couldn't appreciate our band members anymore here at Columbia Central High School.
Yeah, an award-winning band, and one that I always enjoyed running out of the tunnel too, and it was just a great feeling running through that Power L for sure.
We're about ready for kickoff here, Lou. So, we've got a little bit of a fog to our right over about the 10 to 20 yard line.
It's the remnants from the smoke machine in the tunnel at the Lions.
Yeah, that's right. So.
It will be Luis Garcia kicking off for the Columbia Lions. Back deep for Lincoln County. Number 1, Trayshawn Jean. He is a sophomore. Also back there is number 2, Hunter Hammonds. And also is number 21. We've got 3 guys back there. Rhett Purcell, another sophomore.
Yeah.
Lincoln County, a very, very young team. Columbia got some older guys, but really relatively young themselves. This will be a good look into the future. There's the kick from Luis Garcia. It goes high and deep down to the 2-yard line of Lincoln County. Here comes Purcell. He is wrapped up at the 20-yard line, and that's where he'll go down. Actually, Trayshawn Jean on the return there. Good coverage from the Columbia Lions on the opening kickoff. And out comes Columbia's defense.
Purcell just got the kick. There was a nice deep kick. It came straight up the middle of the field and got tackled promptly at the 20-yard line. So
Lincoln County in the huddle. 7 seconds into that one. Up front, Cam Bratton, Dravius Hall, Tristan Harden, and Afon Davis, the front line for Columbia. It's Maddox Franklin, the quarterback, rolling out to his right and complete to pass 15 yards downfield to number 3, Nick Rogers. That's a first down for the Falcons. A good play to open things up offensively for Lincoln County. Roland Manning on the stop.
Yeah, Rogers just set up on the left-hand side of the line. Came down the field about 15 yards. Turned in, settled down right inside that zone, and the quarterback was right on the money with it.
So here's Franklin in the gun. One back to his right on his hip. Sends in motion Rhett Purcell. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Power play to the left side. And he's taken down by the linebacker Jaston Barnett. Actually, no, Malik Smith on the tackle. For just a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as we go under 11 to go in the first quarter of play. Linebackers for Columbia tonight starting is Malik Smith, number 9, Jaston Barnett, the sophomore, also starting at that inside spot. Roland Manning and Autry Smith, your 2 outside linebackers. Corbin Williams and Jordan Davis are your cornerbacks. Justice Haggard is your strong safety back deep. Maddox Franklin once again in the gun. Purcell motions to the left. Moving left to right on your radio dial. He's back to pass, looking for someone. Receiver falls down and gets back up and is able to make the grab. Trayshawn Jean just past the sticks. Another Falcon first down as they near the 50-yard line of Columbia.
Yeah, Franklin looked great right there as the receiver turned and lost his footing, went down to his knees, and then stood back up. And Franklin, again, right on the money. Very accurate so far with in the throwing game.
Yeah, they're moving it right down the field and picked up about 30 yards so far, close to it. Here's Franklin facing some pressure. Screen pass to Jean, right past the line of scrimmage. Moves up a little bit more, picks up 5 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, that kind of looked like a wide receiver screen right there as the quarterback backpedaled. And then the wide receiver, Jean, got behind some of his linemen. I wonder if they were a little far downfield, but I assume they weren't since the flag was not thrown.
It was close.
I mean, they were down. They were a little bit ahead of the sticks right there.
It's a mix of officials since it's a Thursday night game. Shortage in those guys, so that's why we're having a Thursday night game. Here's a run play right up the middle, and it's a deep one. First down and more as Hunter Hammonds, the senior, goes right up the gut and picks up about 13 on 2nd down and 5 to first down for Lincoln County up to the Columbia 33-yard line.
Justice Haggard on the tackle.
Yeah, it was. Had to come up
Columbia
from that
safety
spot.
And Hunter Hammonds tried to deliver the blow right there, Lou.
Yeah,
and
he kind of did.
He kind of did, and he kind of got. I think it was about even money on that.
Cam Bratton back in the lineup tonight on defense for Columbia.
Both players got a little bit of jolt on that one.
Still missing Kamarion Dawson and Savion Ferguson. Here's a pass out to the outside. Corbin Williams got juked out of his shoes and running towards the end zone, hitting the pylon. It's a touchdown for Lincoln County here in the first quarter.
Rhett Purcell, number 21 for Lincoln County, caught the ball, I would say probably about the 25-yard line, gave a little inside juke. The Columbia defender bit on it, and then Purcell just went right down the sideline, leaped to the front right corner of the end zone, hit the pylon, and it's 6 for the Falcons.
Lincoln County now leads 6-0 with 8:41 to go in the first quarter of play. Falcons on to kick the extra point. Snap. It's bobbled, and he still got it off somehow, and that kick is good. Somehow that ball made it through about 3 or 4 Lion defenders.
There were literally 3 Columbia Lions within a yard of that kick, and they could not get it blocked.
8:41 to go. Falcons lead 7-0. This is Columbia Lions football on the Front Porch Sports Radio Network.
Looking for convenience? Try Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across Murray County, southern Middle Tennessee, and North Alabama. Whether stopping in on your way to work for coffee and a biscuit, taking a plate lunch to go, or grabbing something cold to drink after a long hot day at work, there's always one nearby. Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across southern Middle Tennessee and North Alabama. Proudly serving Shell gasoline.
Back here in Lindsey Nelson Stadium, where the Falcons take it right down the field on Columbia's defense in their opening possession. It leads 7-0 after a touchdown pass from Franklin to Purcell. Going right down the right sideline, got past Corbin Williams.
That was kind of easy.
And it sure was.
I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. That was kind of easy.
Tylee Davis to return for Columbia. He fields it at the 15, gets up 25, breaks a tackle 30, 35, breaks another tackle, and he's finally corralled at the 39-yard line of Columbia. A great return from Tylee Davis to set up this Columbia offense in prime position on the field for their first possession of the night.
Yeah, Lincoln County's number 4 Hazard Wright grabbed on to Columbia's kickoff returner's shoulder pad and held on and got him to the ground, almost out to the 40-yard line.
Lincoln County, a young team, but a very talented team. Played Shelbyville right down to the wire last week. It was 29-22 at halftime, a Shelbyville lead, and that ended up being the final score. No points in the second half of play from either team.
Yeah, kind of sounds familiar.
I don't say that.
Okay.
Don't say that.
Okay.
You don't. Let's not start arguing in here. Deep pass down the right side, Justice Haggard. Haggard had a step on the defender. That was Rhett Purcell down there that caught the touchdown previously for Lincoln County. Was in coverage on Haggard. Haggard had a step, just a little bit overthrown for Burton Moore, who gets his second start of the season tonight.
It's a beautiful, about 40, 45-yard pass to Burton's right as he had Haggard with a couple of steps on the defender. He just didn't put enough air under it. A little bit more air.
Brian Whitehead back in the starting lineup at fullback. This time a handoff right up the gut to Caden McCoy. Across the 50-yard line.
He's gone.
He breaks it 35-30, 25-20, 15, 10, 5. No flags on the field. Sure, you can forget about it. Touchdown, Columbia.
McCoy to the rescue. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Treating Lincoln County like they're Mr. McCoy. Treating Lincoln County like they're the Hatfields.
I like that.
There you go. I'm serious.
Did you think about that earlier?
No, I just thought it up right then.
That's pretty impressive that you just came up with that. Cole Castile to snap. Hunter Woody to hold, Luis Garcia to kick. The kick is on the way, and it is good. We are tied up 7 apiece here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium with 8:12 to go in the first quarter of play. Only 29 seconds. That drive was only 29 seconds.
That's right. It's going to be a high-scoring game if we keep that up.
Got 2 touchdowns in the opening 4 minutes of this ball game, actually a little less than that. And if you're tuned in on Facebook or any of our live stream programs here tonight, about to see a replay of this. Let's see here. a little over 60 yards. So we'll call it 62-yard touchdown run on his first carry of the night for Caden McCoy. Right up the middle. Immediately, he's almost untouched. Purcell almost had a shot him right there at the Falcon 40. But that speed is just
Purcell
deadly.
was the only Falcon player to put a hand on McCoy as he just burst up the middle for that 61 and a half yard touchdown run, and just keeps adding to his amazing totals for this year.
And Caden, with that run right there, I believe he was about 260 away from the all-time single-season Columbia rushing record before this game. That puts him around 200 yards to go.
I don't know. Can he get it tonight? He could
got
get it tonight.
That's possible, but those stats do go into the playoff play.
Talking about Mr. Ronnie Pillows rushing single-season rushing yard record for Columbia Central High School.
And I believe that was 1993.
That Caden McCoy has a possibility of breaking this year.
This kick from Garcia goes into the end zone, touchback. For a second there, it looked like it might go out of bounds.
Right.
But luckily for Garcia, it goes through the back of the end zone. And the Falcons will be set up at their own 20-yard line to start their second possession of the night. Scored on their first, 8:12 to go first quarter. Columbia's defense going to have to do a better job this time of stopping the rushing and the passing attack from the Falcons, quite honestly.
Well, I'll tell you,
down the field quite easily.
Lincoln County's quarterback, Franklin, just on the money that first drive.
I don't think he missed the ball.
We'll see what happens.
Alex Franklin this time is in the pistol. And a back right behind him. 3 receivers to his right. This time a handoff right up the middle, and it's stacked up immediately. Dravius Hall, the first man there, along with Cam Bratton.
Yeah,
and Jason Barnett on the tackle there for Columbia.
Cam Bratton just rustled him, just grabbed him and threw him right to the ground, right at the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, Lincoln County lost a yard on that running play.
It'll be 2nd down and 11. The running back that time, number 20, Tucker Bassell. And he's on the right hip of Franklin on this 2nd down and long as well. Clock rolls, 7:35 to go. This time, Maddox Franklin rolls out to his right, runs out of time, throws it back across the middle of the field, and it's knocked away by Jordan Davis at the last second. A great defensive effort from Columbia up front and in the secondary to force a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, and Franklin did exactly what quarterbacks are told not to do. And as he rolled to his right, he threw just slightly back to his left-hand side with a ball with a lot of air under it. Could have easily been intercepted.
Really should have been.
Well, instead it was just knocked harmlessly to the ground. So we'll see what they come up with here on 3rd and 11.
Columbia with a standard 4-man front. 4 backers behind him. Franklin in the gun, drops back to throw. Pressure immediately. Cam Bratton almost got there. And now
there
it's intercepted. And now it's intercepted. Roland Manning, 10-5. Touchdown, Lions. That time it was intercepted. Columbia now leads by 6.
That's right. And that's what happens when a quarterback is pressured and has to throw off his back foot in desperation in order to not take a sack or a possible safety, as Franklin threw from his own, 2-yard line, 3-yard line maybe, wondering if he was standing in the end zone or not, which, you kind of lose space and time there as a quarterback running for your life.
That's the one time, if you're Lincoln County, that a punt kind of looks good. Extra point is good from Luis Garcia. Lions now lead 14-7 with 7:14 to go in the first quarter of play. Let's take another look. Actually, I want to mention something real quick. If you've been listening to Columbia football throughout the duration of this season, you know that I had a bet for the Hunters Lane game with Roland Manning to have 2 picks in a game, and he did not meet those expectations.
Wow.
Got one the next week. He said he was going to have 2 interceptions in one game.
Certainly you all bet like a Coca-Cola or something. You did,
just bragging rights, because he was a young guy when I played, and I just like to pick on him.
A gentleman's bet.
Today, we made the same bet. I said, how many picks are you going to get me? He said 2. There's 1, and it was a pick 6. Let's take another look at this interception return for a touchdown.
I think you've lost that bet.
By Roland Manning.
I think you've lost the bet, Big Lou.
Pressure by Cam Bratton. Roland Manning picks it off at the 25-yard line and takes it all the way back for 6. Another defensive touchdown. That's now 3 in 4.5 quarters for Columbia in the last 2 weeks. 3 defensive touchdowns in the last 4.5 quarters for Columbia in the last 2 weeks. Yes, you heard that correctly. They're averaging almost a touchdown a quarter on defense. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Luis Garcia approaches the ball and kicks it in the same general direction. This time Purcell catches this one at the 7-yard line, and he breaks a couple of tackles, gets past the 20-yard line, and is taken down at the 23 of Lincoln County. That's where the Falcons will take back over after the interception on the previous drive.
Yeah, great pursuit there by the Columbia Central kickoff team as Garcia, both of his kickoffs have gone to the left towards that front left pylon of the end zone, and that's where you want your kicker to kick the ball.
Yes.
That way you can tell your kickoff team that's the direction we're going to kick it.
Go right there.
Go to that area and you can make a tackle. And that's what they did.
Franklin in the gun once again. Bussell on his left hip. Purcell motions across the field to the right side. This time a handoff to Bussell. He's wrapped up immediately. Jaravius Hall on a tackle in the backfield. It's a loss of about 2 yards. It'll be second down and a long 11 for Lincoln County as we go under 7 to go in the first quarter of play.
Jaravius Hall playing the down lineman to the left side of the ball. Before that ball was snapped, he rose up and moved to his right, and that's exactly where the play went.
Franklin will be in the gun once again. 2 receivers either side. Bussell on his left hip. Second down and 11, 6:30 to go in the first quarter. Not a lot of pressure this time. Quick pass, Bussell, and he takes it upfield out of the flats for about a 6-yard gain on 2nd and 11. And it'll now be 3rd down and about 5 to go for Lincoln County on the Falcon 29-yard line.
Probably the way Franklin throws the ball is probably going to be some type of pass play, I would imagine. Changing the play.
Getting a signal in from the sideline. It's officially a 3rd down and 4. Got a pretty good spot. Columbia showing some pressure. Now they back out of it. And now almost another close in from Roland Manning. He gets there just in time. It's off the hands of Purcell. It'll be 4th down, and Lincoln County will send out the punt team. Another great play from Roland Manning.
Yeah, super timing on Roland Manning. He arrived at the receiver the same time the ball did. It was just one of those bang-bang plays, and there's nothing for the official to throw a flag on. The ball and the defender got the receiver at the same time.
Tylee Davis, a junior for Columbia, back deep to receive the punt from Hazard Wright, a sophomore for Lincoln County. It's a good snap. The kick is away. It's a high spiral kick. Turns over at the 40-yard line. Tylee Davis, 45, and a great tackle from Lincoln County. You got a number on that. It was 52. Or 52 for Lincoln County is Alex Gross, a junior.
6'3",
on that punt team.
215, good size young man, and he
looked all over right there. He was flying too.
Yeah.
I was going to mention Tylee Davis back there had a great return on the first possession for Columbia after the Falcon touchdown. He has taken over and filled in that role nicely after a muff punt from Justice Haggard.
Yep.
Took over that role. No shade to Justice Haggard, though, an excellent player himself. Here's a handoff, McCoy once again, and he'll pick up about 8 on the play, actually closer to 9 yards on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 1 for Columbia as they cross midfield into Falcon territory.
Yeah, the two times that Cade McCoy has gotten the ball, gone right up the middle. He looks untouched. I mean, there looks like there's a huge lane there for him to run through.
It's a defensive line for Lincoln County and, frankly, an entire defense that's very, very young. This entire team is very young. And more experienced offensive line for Columbia may prove to be a difference in this football game. Burton Moore fumbles the snap, and he's going to be dragged down as he re-corrals and rolls out to the right side. He gets dropped about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 or 7 for Columbia.
Yeah, that looked like a busted play as Moore received the snap.
Then dropped it.
Turned around to hand off and immediately dropped the ball to the ground. It bounced right back to him, luckily. As he went around the right side, he was grabbed by the jersey and slung to the ground for a loss right there.
Burton, just a sophomore, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. Getting a lot of experience early in his Lion career, but yet just his second start, and sometimes that pokes through a little bit. This time he's in the gun. McCoy on his right hip now motions out to the left side. It's a screen pass to Caden, and he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of about 2 yards, and Columbia will have a 4th down and about 8, and will be forced to punt the ball away to Lincoln County. It's pretty not really what you want. You end up a 9-yard run from McCoy on 1st down. You have a 2nd down and 1, and you end up with a 4th down and 7, having to punt the ball away.
Overall, I'd give the play a pretty good grade on just how it looked and the deliver of the pass to McCoy, but the Lincoln County defender was not fooled and was right there to make the tackle. So Columbia now has to kick the ball back.
Beto Garcia is back to punt the ball away to Purcell of Lincoln County, and it's almost blocked, but he does get it away somehow. It bounces at the 26-yard line and rolls back forwards to the 27. That's where Lincoln County will take over. 3:07 to go, first quarter. Columbia leads 14-7. We're live on Facebook, WKRM Radio on that site. We're also live on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. It's 103.7 WKRM, 76th year of Columbia Lions football on these radio airwaves. Lewis Maddox and Drake Colley broadcasting this football game live here tonight from Lindsey Nelson Stadium.
I'm subbing. I'm a sub for your dad. So
and you'll be back on the air tomorrow night as well.
We'll be doing the game of the week from Mount Pleasant on
Purcell
101.7.
Gets the screen here, and he's wrapped up immediately. He gets 1 yard. Purcell does on the screen pass. Malik Smith comes up and makes an excellent play. Malik playing with a club on that left hand. Complete dislocation of his pinky finger in practice this week.
That cannot feel good.
Really pretty close with Malik. Saw the picture of the x-ray. Did not look fun to deal with.
No, absolutely not.
It's officially 2nd down and 8. Another good spot for the Falcons on that 1st down play. This time a handoff to Purcell, and who's there? Dravius Hall is there immediately in the backfield. Shed the blocker, got skinny at the line of scrimmage, and wiggled his way through to take Purcell down for a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for Lincoln County on their own 32-yard line. Decent crowd on both sides here tonight for this rivalry game between Columbia and Lincoln County. Great crowd for a Thursday night.
Oh, absolutely.
Franklin back to throw. He's going to be getting pressure, has to roll out to his right. He's hit by, hit by Cam Bratton, and Roland Manning almost just fulfilled his bet to me in the first quarter.
You would have owed Mr. Manning whatever you bet, because he had that ball hit him right in the numbers.
He could have held that against me for the rest of his career. He's just a junior, and almost had another interception right there. Great defending play from Roland Manning in coverage, and a great pressure from the up front group for Columbia as Cam Bratton got him to the ground right as he threw that football, and it was an inaccurate pass. Lincoln County on to punt once again, a 3-and-out. Tylee Davis back deep for the Lions, standing on his own 40-yard line, has to backtrack to the 35, and it rolls. A good Falcon roll as it goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line. There's a flag on the play. I got it before Dan. He didn't notice it before I did.
Yes.
A discussion between officials on the field here. We'll see what the call is in just a second. It's going to be a holding call. Holding on Columbia. Holding on Columbia on the punt from Lincoln County. So Columbia should be set up around the 22-yard line in their own territory to start their drive with 1 minute and 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. Like we mentioned previously, this is a very, very important game for Columbia. That's not what we mentioned before the broadcast. Those aren't the only scenarios, but the most likely scenario is with a win. Columbia travels to Centennial next week in round 1 of the playoffs with a loss. They will most likely travel to Page.
And avoids the number one team in the region, which is Page.
That's correct.
Right.
Page pretty handily beat Centennial a week or two ago.
Did they win? They won the state title last year, also, right? Or were they runners up?
Page, I think, has been a runner-up for the past 2 years.
Okay, all right. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Or actually, no, it was last year they were the runner-up.
Okay,
was last year. Burton Moore in the gun. Nobody out in the backfield with him. Quick pass, Justice Haggard. He finds a little bit of room and gets up to the 35-yard line of Columbia. It'll be a first down, a gain of 13 on play number 1 of this drive. As Justice Haggard catches the bubble screen out to the left. Columbia moving right to left on your radio dial.
And terrific blocking by the other Columbia wide receiver, Jamar Morris, which sprung.
Yeah, he had a perfect lane to go through.
Yes,
Great
absolutely, and without that block, that would not have been possible.
And a lot of times you see those plays, whenever they work, that blocking is the main factor.
It's other receivers blocking downfield or blocking at the point of the reception, basically.
Columbia calls a timeout after the first down attempt, their first of the half, and we will take one as well. You're listening to Columbia Lions football on 103.7 WKRM.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC. Parks Motor Sales was founded by my granddad, Bobby Parks, and my great-granddad, Julian Mays, in 1958. We've been family-owned the whole time, and being family-owned, locally-owned means you get to get your next vehicle or your existing vehicle serviced by the same people who stand in the grocery line with you, drop their kids off at the same school you do, and smile and are happy to see you when they do. So come see us at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee on 919 Nashville Highway or parksmotorsales.com.
Welcome back into Lindsey Nelson Stadium after the break. Timeout from Columbia, their first of the half. Still a first down for Columbia after the screen pass from Burton Moore to Justice Haggard on the first play of this possession. Gets him back up a little bit past where they originally had the ball.
Before the holding penalty.
Before the holding penalty on the punt.
What would be great, well, we're 43 seconds left in quarter number 1. You need a long, you'd like to see just a long, sustained,
a methodical
drive for 7. I mean, that would be
very nice.
8. That would be fantastic.
Lincoln County, a very tough team. Don't want to let them be able to hang around in this one. Burton Moore, snap was a little bit high, and he kind of trips over his own feet and falls down in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 5 or 6, close to 6 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 16 for Columbia.
Well, the center's got to pull that snap down. I mean, listen, Burton Moore is not a short person. So, I mean, he's relatively tall.
Yeah.
And he had to leap to catch that ball. So there's a lot of space between the ground and where Burton can extend his arms above his head. The center has to put it somewhere in the middle right there.
That's true. Freshman at center, Liam Titus. Done a great job. That one went a little high. Obviously, you can hear John Moore. It's in the wrong formation. Burton Moore back to throw, and he evades one tackler as the quarter expires. Jamar Morris makes the grab. About 7 yards upfield. Good pass from Burton Moore. Good catch from Jamar Morris. And it'll go back about 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down about 8. When we return, it's the end of the first quarter of play. Columbia on top of Lincoln County, 14-7, as we head to quarter number 2. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to turn your car into cold, hard cash today? Don't look any further than Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia. You probably know us for selling cars, but did you know we're in the business of buying cars? That's right, we buy all makes and models at top dollar every day. Show up with your car and leave with cash. It's that easy. Stop by today to get a written offer on your vehicle. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia is family owned and proud to serve our community.
You can count on us.
Welcome come back in. It'll be third down and about 8 yards to go for Columbia. Burton Moore in the shotgun. Chains are in the wrong spots. They're going to have to reset those up as we flip the field. It's officially a little closer to 9 yards. Third down and 9 for Columbia as we start the second quarter of play. Still figuring some things out as the Chains are going every which direction. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, if you folks hear some people, some voices in the background that are not Big Lou's or mine, that is the coaching staff as we are in.
Deep pass from Burton Moore, just out of the outstretched hands of Jordan Davis. Made a diving effort. Ended up out of bounds on the Columbia sideline. 4th down and 8. Columbia will have to punt it back to Lincoln County.
Yeah, as I was saying, if you hear some voices that don't belong to Lou and I, it's the coaching staffs of both Lincoln County and Columbia Central calling plays here in the Marion Will Hoyt press box as we are high over Jim Cartwright Field.
There we are.
In Lindsey Nelson Stadium.
And believe me, Drake, the Central fans that are listening tonight have grown accustomed to hearing John Moore yelling in the other booth.
Okay.
Great punt from Luis Garcia, very high, and Columbia players under it. Takes a great Columbia bounce as well as Autry Smith corrals the ball at the Falcon 26-yard line. That's where Lincoln County will start their drive. 11:44 to go second quarter. Columbia leads this one 14-7. Here on the Front Porch Sports Radio Network. Lewis Maddox, Drake Colley on the call here tonight from Lindsey Nelson Stadium. A must-win for Columbia as they are trying to help their case in the playoffs that start next week with a trip to an away team, more than likely, as the away team. But hopefully they're the 3 seed and can have an easier matchup with a win tonight.
Yeah, I think Franklin County's coming in with the nothing to lose type attitude, right? I mean,
Maddox Franklin throws out to the right to Trayshawn Jean. He breaks it 2 tackles at the line of scrimmage and rolls forward for about a 7 or 8 yard gain on first down. Actually, we'll call it 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Lincoln County. And now an official timeout taken from the side judge on the Columbia side. Play happened on the Lincoln County side of the field. And they're set up on that hash mark as well to the right side. With something being met about between the white hat and the left side judge. And now the white hat coming over to the sideline to meet with Dr. Steele, the game administrator. Going to be interesting to see what this is about. Maybe it's going to be the student section. They're playing a speaker. And apparently those guys didn't like that. They've been doing that all season.
Yeah, there are rules to when you can play, the band can play, and when you can play music over a PA system during a play. So you're not allowed to basically to play music while the play is going on the field.
Here's Franklin. Hold on, Afon Davis, and he still gets pressure. And the pass is still going to be completed up just past the 35-yard line. Great pressure.
Still short. Still about a yard, still a yard short of the first down.
Be 3rd down and 1, but what great pressure from Afon Davis.
Yeah, as the quarterback, as Franklin was falling to the ground and had a Columbia defender around his ankles, he literally was falling to the ground, threw the pass, and completed it. But Lincoln County's still a yard short.
Afon, the weak side defensive end, filling in for the absence of Kamarion Dawson, and Savion Ferguson has played pretty well. This is his 2nd start of the season, really his only 2nd game getting game action of the year. That time got great pressure, but still a completed pass by Lincoln County. It's 3rd down and 1. It's going to be a handoff to Bassell. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he got there. Roland Manning comes in from the side.
Really,
after he tries to bounce it out to the left.
Really close.
And makes a great tackle. Line to gain was 37.5.
They might have to measure. Oh, they got it.
And they gave him the first down. That was a pretty good spot. I'm just going to say it. Didn't look like he made it to the 38-yard line or the 37-yard line. But Lincoln County with a first fresh set of downs on this possession as we are about to go under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Columbia still leading by a touchdown, 14-7 over Lincoln County. Purcell motioning to the right side of the offense. They're going to throw downfield to Treshawn Jean, and he's wide open. Jordan Davis in coverage, and he dropped it.
He absolutely dropped it. The pass could have been just a hair behind the receiver, but you get two hands on it. You need to make that catch, help your quarterback out right there.
If it was just behind him, he turned around and was right there to make the grab. It was right into his stomach and just kind of fell down between his legs as he squatted down to make the grab.
He might have been. Matter of fact, it was so on target, it might have surprised him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Lincoln County, a run-first team, no doubt about it. Another hold on Malik Smith, and it's not going to be called, but a great hit from Autry Smith. He makes a spectacular hit on number 5, Cole Carter.
Yeah,
which is actually my cousin.
There you go. Well, your cousin paid the price on the sideline right there. As the Columbia defender blasted him right on the sideline immediately after he made that catch.
You can see on the instant replay here is Franklin rolls to his left. Malik Smith getting held, and a great hit from Autry Smith right there.
Just
to hold that gain to 1 yard. 3rd down and 9 for Franklin County on the 37-yard line of Columbia. This time Franklin rolling to his right. He's got a little bit of space, throws back to the middle of the field, and it's caught.
There he is.
It's caught in the middle of the field. Lincoln County makes the grab. Christian Smith on the reception picks up the first down for Lincoln County on 3rd down and 9. They get a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, Franklin just got the snap, rolled to his right, didn't have anybody in his face, saw some clean air, and delivered the ball down the field for about a 22-yard pickup right there. And, Lincoln County is in business. I'm going to say Franklin County because the quarterback is named Franklin, right? But it's Lincoln County.
And they're pretty close to each other.
I know. So I'm going to get them mixed up. Hopefully not, though.
Similar colors, similar.
There you go.
Something
I know Lee would never do. So I'm trying not to do that.
That's true. That gain right there of about 3 or 4 yards. Hazard Wright, the sophomore running back, comes in for
Hazard.
Bussell.
I like that name, Hazard.
Good name for running back.
The Dukes of Hazard.
There you go.
General Lee and Daisy Dukes and all that. There you go.
2nd down and
Bo
6 for Lincoln County.
Bo Duke. I think it was Luke Duke.
Now that's a name right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Dukes of Hazard.
Right on the hip. And this time going to be caught by Treshawn Jean on the right side, right at the sticks.
I think he got it.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down for Lincoln County. Pass completed up at about the 27-yard line. Another fresh set of downs for Lincoln County.
Is that number 11?
Number 1.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Jean.
Okay. Yeah, Jean caught that ball about a yard short of the first down marker and then just kind of spun and leaned forward and got the first down.
And now another
on the sideline.
Official timeout, this time by the opposite side judge coming over to say something to the white hat. And this time it's about the student section once again. The speaker came back on. Probably not a whole lot of rule followers down there. And, it's a high school student section. What do you know about that, Drake? I used to heckle you at Central High School when you called basketball games.
I liked coming back to Columbia Central and calling basketball games. You guys would have the newspapers out.
Yes.
When they were introducing the other team players, you all would get the newspapers out and act like you weren't paying any attention.
I don't think I would have been that disrespectful if I knew that we'd end up being coworkers one day. But
well, I don't think it was directed towards officials. I think it was just directed towards the other team.
Yeah,
which
that's
is perfectly fine.
Sometimes the officials.
Yeah.
Franklin going to try and keep one himself, and he's eventually taken down by Cam Bratton. Right
he
back
dropped
the
ball
scrimmage.
right there.
I think there was some kind of mix-up in the backfield.
So we might have to check a replay on that and see if he dropped the ball right there, because it looked like it popped out right as he was going to the ground. But a white jersey recovered it, so no harm, no foul. But it is 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, either way, Cam Bratton got back there and dropped Franklin, who picked the ball back up. Loss of 1. It's 2nd down and 11 for Lincoln County. At the Lion 28-yard line. This time Hazard right in the backfield with Franklin. Pressure once again. A lot of holding going on, and this time Wright going to take off, and now a blindside block, and that's going to draw a personal foul penalty. And the ball comes out. The ball came out. The ball came out of Wright's hands. Cam Bratton has the football in his hands.
Well, first you had a crackback block on number 21 for Lincoln County.
Now it's Purcell.
Rhett Purcell
coming back
on Columbia's
Autry
number
Smith.
5, Cole Carter. Oh, I'm sorry.
Autry Smith.
Autry Smith. And then it looked like did the ball come out right there on the 23-yard line of Columbia? We're going to have a decision here. Personal foul. Crackback block on
Lincoln County.
Lincoln County. Not
personal foul, blindside block against the Falcons.
But at this point, you know, I'd rather have that fumble.
Well, absolutely.
I think was missed. That ball came out of there.
We'll have to check the replay on that, Big Lou. So, we won't. Okay.
Sometimes I forget to click the button.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. No problem.
So I apologize for that.
That's okay.
That would be something that we would, you know, like to have another look at if
you know what,
his forward
Big
progress was stopped or not.
You're perfect in so many other ways. You can't be perfect in everything. You know what I mean?
Drake, you're making me blush.
Well, that's the way we operate.
That penalty helps out Columbia a lot. 6:32 to go, and now it's
certainly does.
2nd and 21. Backs them all the way back up to the 37-yard line of Columbia. Line to gain
is about the 17, so that's about what, 2nd and 20?
2nd and 20, yes. Right on the money.
What do you call 2nd and 20? You just try to get 10 yards of it back, maybe?
It's a lot of stuff you could
Maybe
run.
that wide receiver screen they did earlier in the game. I don't know.
Going to bring Purcell in motion, who just had that personal foul penalty. He gets set on the left side with Gene. Shotgun snap to Franklin, and it's caught 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage. Corbin Williams was the man in coverage, and the catch is going to be made by number 3, Nick Rogers.
And I'll tell you what, before Nick Rogers came, once he broke, before he came out of his break, the ball was delivered.
Yeah, it was.
By Franklin.
It was a good pass.
It was a beautiful pass. And before Rogers broke to the middle of the field, Franklin had thrown that ball, and now it's a 3rd and 8 after being 2nd and 20.
That's exactly what you wanted to have happen if you're Lincoln County on 2nd down and 20, now 3rd down and 8.
From Columbia's 25-yard line.
Franklin back to throw, and he finds Purcell at the 16-yard line, actually the 11-yard line. Going to be marked at the 12-yard line of Columbia. It's a 1st down for the Falcons.
So Columbia had him 2nd and 20 at their own 30, at Columbia's 37, 12-yard gain, and now it's a 1st down at Columbia's 11.
They can pick up a 1st down at the Columbia 1-yard line.
2 fine throws by Lincoln County's quarterback, Maddox Franklin.
Go under 5 minutes in the first half of play. Lincoln County knocking on the door. Shotgun snap. Malik Smith with pressure. Gets out of it for a second, and then he's wrapped up by Afon Davis and Cam Bratton. It's a Columbia sack. It'll be 2nd down and about 14 now.
Afon Davis on the quarterback sack.
That's what you needed to have happen. You know, knocking on the door there, about to break the plane of the 10-yard line of Columbia. Backs them up 4, back to the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 14.
Exactly what the doctor ordered right there. Columbia's got to stiffen up their defense.
Maddox Franklin in the gun, rolls out to his right after taking the shotgun snap. He's trying to find somebody, now takes off. And he's going to be wrapped up immediately as Cam Bratton sheds a block at the line of scrimmage. And kind of does a little suplex move, takes him down as we go under 4 minutes to play. Great play, 2 plays in a row from Cam Bratton on the sack with Avon Davis, and that time with the block shed and taking down the quarterback, Maddox Franklin. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
3rd and 14 from Columbia's 15-yard line. Now, Lincoln County can get a first down, but it has to be just inside the 1.
So I think at this point you're going to the end zone.
Probably, yes, probably so, unless you've decided that you're going to go for it on 4th down and you're just going to try to get inside, somewhere down around the 10, inside the 10-yard line. You see what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe get half of the amount back because they're sitting on the 15. If they get somewhere around the 6, 7, 5-yard line, I think they'll go for it.
Lincoln County takes their first time out of the first half. We'll take one with them. 3:17 to go in the first half of play. Columbia leads 14-7 over Lincoln County, but the Falcons knocking on the door. 3rd down and 14 when we return.
Foster Insurance Agency is a locally owned independent agency and a proud member of the Insurers of Tennessee. Foster represents many top-rated insurance companies such as Auto Owners Insurance. The great team at Foster has been servicing Columbia and surrounding areas in Middle Tennessee since 1952 and offers many commercial and personal insurance products. Call Mike Ford or Jimmy Ford today at 931-388-8365 or stop by their convenient location at 204 West 4th Street in Columbia, Tennessee.
Welcome back into Lindsey Nelson Stadium. We've got a 3rd down and 14 from the Columbia 15-yard line. Lincoln County just took their time out and are trying to come up with something to run. 3rd down and 14. Trying to get into the end zone and tie this thing up. Down by a touchdown here. I believe we've got Lee Maddox on the line here. Be a phone call. Here's the snap. Maddox Franklin rolling out to his left. He's pressured and dropped by Jason Barnett,
yes,
the sophomore linebacker. It'll be 4th down and 15, and Lincoln County sends out the field goal unit.
Jason Barnett was having none of that.
Yeah.
None of it.
Jason Barnett had filled in to a starting role around the halfway mark of the season. Came in and started at middle linebacker in the Lawrence County game and has done a tremendous job. Only a sophomore. And he's about the same size as Malik Smith. He's a big guy and made a great play right there to force an attempt at 3 for the Falcons. Snap. Set, kick is on the way.
No.
And it's good.
Oh, it went right through.
Didn't look good, but
it
was
didn't come here.
And no, there's a flag on the play. I think Columbia might have run into the kicker for Lincoln County. Yep, running into the kicker on Columbia.
No.
But I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference, as it wouldn't have.
Is it personal foul?
I think roughing the kicker is a personal foul, but just running into the kicker should just be a 5-yarder.
Yes, absolutely.
So I assume Lincoln County would decline that, or either that, or yes, it's declined. Field goal is good by Lincoln County. Lead has been shrunk to 4 points, and now Columbia leads 14-10 over the Falcons. We'll take another quick timeout and rejoin you. 3 minutes to go in the first half of play. Columbia once again leads 14-10 over the Lincoln County Falcons here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. It's the Front Four Sports Radio Network.
Are you a homeowner looking to unlock the potential of your home equity? Explore a home equity loan with First Farmers. Hi, this is Felicia Brown with First Farmers, and we would like to invite you to access funds with a home equity loan. For home improvements, invest in education, or simplify your finances, you can make your dreams a reality with the power of your home equity. Get started today. Apply online at myfirstfarmers.com or call to speak with one of our team specialists at 1-800-882-8378. Equal Housing Lender.
Dad.
Welcome back into Lindsey Nelson Stadium. 3:09 to go, second quarter. Kickoff from Lincoln County is a high and short kick fielded by Justice Haggard at the 30-yard line. Trying to reverse field, gets up to the 35, breaks a tackle, almost breaks out of a second, and is tackled at the 36-yard line of Columbia. That's where the Lions will take over with exactly 3 minutes to go in this first half of play.
Yeah, the Lions certainly, obviously, would love to take the ball down the field these last 3 minutes, put it into the end zone, and then get the ball back starting the second half, being that they won the toss and deferred to the second half.
It's the old Belichick special.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, y'all there?
Hey, there he is.
There's the golden voice right there.
Well, it's not much of a golden voice tonight, Drake. I appreciate you filling in for me.
Well, listen, I'm just trying to do my best, Lee. Just trying to do my best. The Lions are, they're. I hate to say it, but they're in a dogfight with.
Well, I don't think so. I don't really think so. You're fixing to see McCoy take off right here.
Okay.
If you haven't already,
I hope you're right, Lee.
What I'm looking at, I'm about 30 seconds behind y'all.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna have to break in here and call some football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we appreciate you trying to bring some familiarity to this broadcast with your voice on the radio.
They took a pretty good loss right there.
Yes, they did. It's going to be about first down, and we'll call it 20. Burton Moore in the shotgun. Drops back, goes long. There's Jordan Davis. He's got it. At the 40-yard line of Lincoln County, the catch is made. A perfect pass from Burton Moore to Jordan Davis. It's a gain of about 40, maybe 30.
Lee, as you'll see in just a few seconds, Burton just took a 3-step drop. Just dropped a dime down the right sideline to Jordan Davis, who had a couple of steps on the defenders. Beautiful pitch and catch.
We've got just the very tail end of this catch by Jordan Davis as he hauls it in right there. We'll show that once more as Jordan Davis grabs that ball and great coverage from Lincoln County. And a first down for Columbia as Burton sets up the pass again. Jordan Davis is tackled out of bounds, and there's no flag on the play. I don't think I've ever seen a pass interference as egregious as that. The only argument could be that it was uncatchable, but Jordan Davis was tackled out of bounds. Wow. That was quite unbelievably blatant, in my opinion.
And I wanted to tell our listeners, one of the reasons that we play, or Columbia Central's playing on Thursday night, is because there is a shortage of officials here in the state of Tennessee. So anyone listening that would like to
hop in here and help us out,
throw their hat into the ring to be a high school official is more than welcome.
That time a good snap, but Burton Moore drops it, trying to go deep again to KJ Frierson, and he almost makes the grab, but about 5 yards out of bounds. Yeah. It'll be third down and 10 for Columbia at the Falcon 36.
There's just a lot of calls going against Lincoln County and no calls against the Falcons.
Well, there were plenty of opportunities here in the first half for holding calls, etc., and none have been made. So the Zebras are keeping their hankies tucked away tonight.
Minute 54 to go until the half. Columbia leads by 4. Great pass to Jordan Davis to start this drive. Picked up a first down and 20 on that play. But now facing a third down and 10. Moore takes the shotgun snap. Pressure is coming. Gets out of it. Rolls to his right. Now tries to flick it upfield to Caden McCoy. And he can't make the grab. It's fourth down and 10. This is kind of no man's land here. I think if you're Columbia, you think about going for it right here. You're on the 36-yard line. 36-yard line.
A punt into the end zone is only going to net you 15 yards. So go ahead and crank it up and go for it.
And since the first possession of the football game, your defense is played fairly well. Only allowed 10 points in this first half, and like I said, that first possession from Lincoln County, a lot of script type stuff in the opening possession. They bowed up since
Toss
then.
it to McCoy and let
Here's
him go.
Burton Moore on 4th down and 10. Evades pressure for just a second. Now tries to flick it forward, and he finds Caden McCoy.
And I think he got it.
25-yard line. He extends.
He got it.
And he got it.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
He got it. Wow.
I mean, Moore would not be, as he was being drugged to the ground, he just lurched forward and tossed the ball.
And now there's another conversation by the officials. Let's look at this play once again as Moore evades pressure. That time he just flicks it forward, and Caden McCoy, through the most pressure we've probably seen all season, makes the grab and falls forward to the 25. Picks up the first down, but they're going to...
Ineligible downfield.
They're going to bail out Lincoln County here and call an eligible man downfield on Columbia.
Wow. Now, Lincoln County's been running wide receiver screens.
That's all they've run tonight. And those guys
over and over again. And their linemen are 7-8 yards down the field when the pass is completed, before the pass is completed.
That's ridiculous. And now Columbia is going to bring out the punt team. That's absolutely ridiculous.
The only question I would have had on that play, on that last play for the first down, was whether the receiver's knee, as he went down and then fell forward at where the ball was at the point that his knee hit the ground, which he could have been behind the sticks on that 4th down play.
Very high punt, kind of a pooch punt, and Jaravius Hall catches the football off of the punt. Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have given it an opportunity to hit the ground and maybe roll a lot closer to the end zone, which I believe that punt was designed to do by Garcia. But, you know, the big man sees a football. You kind of want to make contact with the football and make a catch there. But don't blame him. Don't blame him one bit. Minute 23 to go until halftime. Columbia leads 14-10 over Lincoln County. Lincoln County gets the ball back on the 20-yard line of the Falcons. Looking for some points before the half.
You gotta watch this holding.
Been a lot of holding tonight by Lincoln County.
Avon Davis. Watch him.
Lee, I think
they're holding him.
Here's a snap, run up the middle by Hazard Wright, and he's corralled in the backfield by Malik Smith. Breaks through a little bit of pressure, and eventually taken down for a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 11 with 1:10 to go and counting here in the first half of play. Lincoln County not particularly going very fast.
I think they'd like to get to halftime.
I think they're pretty content just being down 4 in this ball game with the way they've played and the way they've been bailed out. Interesting to see Avon Davis. Actually, that was Jaston Barnett who just came out of the ball game. New linebacker in for Columbia. Opposite Malik Smith in the middle of that defense is Caden Allred. 6-foot, 11th grader for the Lions. Minimal playing time this season. Maddox Franklin takes a snap, handoff Hazard Wright, and he's met in the hole by Malik Smith.
Oh, that was a good hit.
Who drills him down at the point of attack. Gains maybe a yard on the play, back to the 20-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and about 10 as there's a timeout on the field. And it's taken by Columbia with 18 seconds to go. It's kind of interesting that they take a timeout then. You know, wasted a lot of time if they wanted some time left to maybe get some more points back before the half. But now just 18 seconds on the clock, 3rd down and 10. Still 1 timeout remaining for Columbia.
Well, being that Lincoln County's deep enough in their own end of the field here at the 20-yard line, maybe Columbia's hoping to get Lincoln County to a punting situation, maybe get a chance to return a punt, or possibly muff a snap or snap it over his head. Anything can happen.
That's true.
On the special teams play.
Has been a little sloppy on the Falcons side tonight. Haven't seen much of that special teams wise, but offensively, that quarterback center exchange has been a little wonky at times. 18 seconds on the clock. And Tylee Davis has been dangerous this season returning the football. Maddox Franklin in the gun, Hazard Wright on his right hip. 3rd down and 10 for Lincoln County. Hands off Wright. And he's going to be tackled by Jaravius Hall at the about picks up about a yard on the play. And Columbia calls their last timeout with 11 seconds to play. It'll be 4th down and 8 for the Falcons.
Good move.
4th down and 8.
Tylee Davis gonna come out to try and receive this punt, but a timeout taken by Columbia. We'll take one really quickly as well. This is Columbia Lions football on the Front Porch Sports Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC. Parks Motor Sales was founded by my granddad, Bobby Parks, and my great-granddad, Julian Mays, in 1958. We've been family-owned the whole time, and being family-owned, locally owned, means you get to get your next vehicle or your existing vehicle serviced by the same people who stand in the grocery line with you, drop their kids off at the same school you do, and smile and are happy to see you when they do. So come see us at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee on 919 Nashville Highway or parksmotorsales.com.
Columbia in 11 seconds looking to get some points right before halftime. They do get the ball to start the second half of play, up 4 currently, 14-10. Tylee Davis standing on his own 46-yard line, waiting to receive the punt from Lincoln County. There's a snap. It's almost blocked once again, and it was tipped. Officials signaling that it was tipped. They ran into the kicker. I thought Columbia was about to have a penalty, but that is voided due to the fact that Columbia got a hand on it. I think it was Malik Smith, maybe got a piece of that club on his dislocated pinky hand on that football, and Columbia will be set up.
Number 6.
Yeah, it's a
Gabe
Davis.
Leonard. Right? Am I reading that correctly then?
It's actually Afon Davis switched to number 6 tonight.
Oh, well then my sheet's
Leonard,
all wrong.
No, it's
Lee,
it's
is this some type of mean joke you played just because I'm subbing in for you?
Last snap of the half. Burton Moore drops back to throw deep downfield, and it's incomplete. Incomplete. At halftime, Columbia leads this one by 4. Scores 14-10 over Lincoln County. We're going to be hearing from Clayton Harris and Tredarius Goff in just a moment. We'll take a quick timeout and rejoin you to wrap up first half action in just a moment. Drake Colley, Lewis Maddox, 103.7 WKRM. Once again, Columbia at halftime up 14-10 on Lincoln County, and this all-important region matchup to wrap up the regular season play here in Lindsey Nelson Stadium. We'll be right back after this.
Looking for convenience? Try Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across Murray County, southern Middle Tennessee, and North Alabama. Whether stopping in on your way to work for coffee and a biscuit, taking a plate lunch to go, or grabbing something cold to drink after a long, hot day at work, there's always one nearby. Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across southern Middle Tennessee and North Alabama. Proudly serving Shell gasoline.
This is Tripp Stoltz, owner and manager at Columbia Ace Hardware. We have changed our store hours to better serve our community. Columbia Ace Hardware is now open from 7 to 7 Monday through Friday, from 8 to 4 on Saturday, and closed on Sunday. Come see us at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard, only be found at Columbia Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's Columbia leading Lincoln County 14-10 here in Columbia, Tennessee. Bet to get some performances from both bands. Drake saw a lot of good things from Columbia in that first half. Saw some not so good things in the first half of play. Yet they find themselves up 4 against a rivalry opponent and a region opponent at that. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw, Big Lou, and that is a pretty darn good quarterback in Maddox Franklin.
That he is.
As sophomore for Lincoln County, as he got the ball at the very first of the game. They received the ball, drove right down the field with about three very crisp on-target passes, threw a touchdown pass, went up 7-0. Now, yes, he threw a pick six. He threw another interception, and another interception was dropped by your buddy
Roland Manning.
Roland Manning, and no relation to Peyton, is he?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay,
No.
all right. Well, you never know. Peyton Manning families, a lot of folks. So, but overall, Columbia, when they had to, their defense rose up and stiffened up. Held Lincoln County to a field goal later in the second quarter, and
that was big.
Right now they're up 14-10 with the help of the pick six by Mr. Manning. So at halftime, I'm thinking, well, Coach Goff and his assistants are maybe tweaking on the offense a little bit. Maybe going to give it more to their horse, Mr. McCoy. Try to get him off, get him rolling, get him into some type of groove, running the ball, and taking charge in the second half.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well. I don't even think we saw a full handful of attempts from Caden McCoy in that first half. I want to say maybe legitimately we saw 3 to 4 runs.
Yes. And one of those runs was a 9-yard gain. The first run we really saw was a 62-yard TD.
Yeah, it was.
So, give the kid some opportunities. Let's see what he can do tonight, and especially in the second half, and see if give him the rock, and let's see if he can take control of this ball game in the third and fourth quarters.
At this point, I don't even think it's let's see what he can do. I think he's the best player on your team.
Get him the ball.
He's almost got 1,500 yards in 9.5 games. He's probably got over 70 on 3 carries tonight and a touchdown. I think you come out right after halftime, you feed it to him early and often, and if it doesn't, on the off chance it doesn't work, you go back to the pass where you started to go heavily to in the late first quarter, early second quarter, and try and win the game that way. But while Columbia up front is winning the battle like we've seen so far, and you're running trap plays to the left and to the right hole of the center in both those A-gaps, and it's working the way it is so far, if I were to be in the locker room and I'm talking to Coach Moore right now, I'm telling him, give the ball to number 2. He's your workhorse, and it works. It works. So keep feeding him the ball, and you're going to win this football game.
And I think we all know what Caden McCoy can do. I'm not questioning whether he's a good ball player or not. We all know he's a terrific running back and a terrific ball player. But I'm just saying, give McCoy some opportunities, more than 3 or 4 and a half. Give him 8 or 10 or 12 opportunities. Try to control the ball, run the clock, long sustained drives, keep the ball out of Maddox Franklin's hands and his receivers' hands. Because to be honest with you, they've thrown the ball pretty effectively, Lincoln County has. A
couple of drops too.
They've had a couple of drops, but they've thrown the ball pretty effectively. And so what we want to do, what Columbia wants to do is to quell all that is run the football and run some clock. Control the clock, control the possession of the football, and you normally will win the ball game if you keep your mistakes and penalties at a minimum.
Absolutely. And Clayton Harris down on the field, one of the coaches for Columbia Central, also our station manager at WKRM. Got a chance to catch up with head coach Tredarius Goff right as they were going to the locker room for halftime. We'll take it down to field level right now. Here what head coach Tredarius Goff had to say about his team's first half performance.
Here at the half with Coach Tredarius Goff. Coach, your team leads 14-10 over Lincoln County. Thoughts on the first half?
We got some things to correct. Guys are playing hard, but we got to execute better. Defense, we was on the field too long that second quarter. We got to find a way to get a stop and get off the field, and offense score some points.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
All right, appreciate it.
Kind of sounded like Clayton was recording on a Nokia from 2003 right there. I don't know what was wrong with his microphone on his phone right there. nonetheless, we appreciate the information from head coach Darius Goff. Obviously, he knows the same things we do. Some good things, some bad things in the first half. I've obviously got some things to correct in the locker room at halftime. But overall, Columbia 14-10 lead at halftime over Lincoln County here in the Lions Den. We're going to take another quick timeout and then rejoin you and listen to Columbia Central's marching band as we get ready for second half action. Drake Conley and Lewis Maddox, it's halftime. Once again, Columbia leads 14-10 over Lincoln County. It's Columbia Central Lions football on the Front Porch Sports Radio Network.
Looking to unlock the potential of your home equity? Explore a home equity loan with First Farmers. Hi, this is Felicia Brown with First Farmers, and we would like to invite you to access funds with a home equity loan. For home improvements, invest in education, or simplify your finances, you can make your dreams a reality with the power of your home equity. Get started today. Apply online at myfirstfarmers.com or call to speak with one of our team specialists at 1-800-882-8378. Equal Housing Lender.
Foster Insurance Agency is a locally owned independent agency and a proud member of the Insurers of Tennessee. Foster represents many top-rated insurance companies such as Auto Owners Insurance. The great team at Foster has been servicing Columbia and surrounding areas in Middle Tennessee since 1952 and offers many commercial and personal insurance products. Call Mike Ford or Jimmy Ford today at 931-388-8365 or stop by their convenient location at 204 West 4th Street in Columbia, Tennessee.
This is WKRM 103.7 FM and 1340 AM, the home for the Columbia Central Lions for the past 75 years.
About 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go until halftime here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. The Columbia Central High School marching band taking the field here at halftime. About 10 minutes to go until second half action kicks off. And we're going to let you guys listen to that real quick. Once again, Columbia leads 14-10 at the half. A couple of scores of interest right before the marching band takes over from us. Franklin County leads Spring Hill 19-14 in the second quarter. A good game brewing there just up the road in Spring Hill. Shelbyville leads Tullahoma in the second quarter 14-7. Just a touchdown lead for Shelbyville over Tullahoma in Tullahoma tonight. And once again, Franklin County 19, Spring Hill 14 in the second quarter. Here in this one, Columbia 14 and Lincoln County 10 as the specialty players are coming back onto the field to start warming up. For Columbia, same things happening for Lincoln County on their end of things as well. About 9.5 minutes until second half action. Once again, the Columbia Central High School marching band taking the field. And just 1 second, sounds of the field from Lindsey Nelson Stadium coming up right now.
Drum majors, Hampton and Johns, is your band ready? You may take the field in exhibition. gentlemen, the Columbia Central High School Marching Band in competition Saturday at MTSU's Contest of Champions. Please give a big round of applause to our band and to the Lincoln County Falcon Band.
This is Tripp Stoltz, owner and manager at Columbia Ace Hardware. We have changed our store hours to better serve our community. Columbia Ace Hardware is now open from 7 to 7 Monday through Friday, from 8 to 4 on Saturday, and closed on Sunday. Come see us at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard and let us show you customer service that can only be found at Columbia Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Still halftime here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Columbia with a 14-10 lead over the Lincoln County Falcons here in the Lions Den. Both teams back out on the field after performances from both marching bands of Lincoln County High School and then Columbia Central High School. Pretty good performances.
And right here up in the press box, we were just talking to Sherry Coach Bass, Columbia Central High Bass team coach Sherry Woody, and she has to be, without a doubt, the prettiest Bass team coach in the state of Tennessee. It's amazing. So good luck to your Bass team, Coach Woody. Okay, there you go. Just wanted to give you a little shout out.
Competition this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
There you go.
Our son Hunter Woody, who's on the football team, number 13, a placeholder, and plays a number of different positions, wide receiver and cornerback as well as. Actually, one of my
senior
buddies
night
is a senior, and
she was out on the field for senior night.
An avid sportsman is what he is.
Now Coach Woody is up here, pumping up her bass fishing team, and so here we go.
We've got a few minutes until second half kicks off. Just wanted to check in. You're listening to 103.7 WKRM here live from the Marion Woolhoit press box. We'll take another quick timeout. Rejoin you for second half action. Right after this, Columbia leads 14-10 over Lincoln County. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Are you a homeowner looking to unlock the potential of your home equity? Explore a home equity loan with First Farmers. Hi, this is Felicia Brown with First Farmers, and we would like to invite you to access funds with a home equity loan. For home improvements, invest in education, or simplify your finances, you can make your dreams a reality with the power of your home equity. Get started today. Apply online at myfirstfarmers.com or call to speak with one of our team specialists at 1-800-882-8378. Equal Housing Lender.
The Medicare annual enrollment period starts October 15th, and Murray Regional Health wants to make sure you have all the information you need before enrolling or changing your plan. Murray Regional will host the free Your Medicare in 2024 seminar at the Murray Regional Annex at 1223 Trotwood Avenue in Columbia on November 3rd, where experts will explain Medicare plan changes and answer any questions about enrollment. No registration is necessary to attend. For more information, go to murrayregional.com. Murray Regional Health, where clinical excellence meets compassionate care.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC. Parks Motor Sales was founded by my granddad, Bobby Parks, and my great-granddad, Julian Mays, in 1958. We've been family-owned the whole time, and being family-owned, locally owned, means you get to get your next vehicle or your existing vehicle serviced by the same people who stand in the grocery line with you, drop their kids off at the same school you do, and smile and are happy to see you when they do. So come see us at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee on 919 Nashville Highway or parksmotorsales.com.
Back here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, where second half action is about to kick off and be underway here from Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Columbia to receive the second half kickoff, where they won the toss and deferred to start this football game. It'll be Lincoln County kicking from right to left. Back deep for the Lions, Justice Haggard and Ty Lee Davis. Lions lead this one 14-10 and are trying to add to that lead and secure a third place finish in the region as we go into playoff play.
Big Lou, I just feel as though this game and the winner of this game, as Lincoln County tries to throw the ball, and of course with Caden McCoy, Columbia looks to run the ball more, hopefully, in the second half. But it just depends on how effective Lincoln County is in throwing the ball against Columbia.
Haggard reverses field, caught it at the 20, now up to the 40-yard line, and a flag on the play.
Could that have been a face mask?
Something happened right there. And now another flag, a dead ball penalty. Brian Whitehead on that play, by the way. A pretty egregious blindside block that I don't think was seen. And that player's still down on the field trying to recover from that blow. It's number 8, Colton Carter, a freshman that took the brunt of that hit. This game being broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as on the radio 103.7 WKRM. Lewis Maddox, Drake Colley. We've also got Lee Maddox, the voice of the Lions, on the line with us via phone call.
Yeah,
And,
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
I was just going to give you a quick score update at halftime. Franklin County 25, Spring Hill 14. At the half, Shelbyville 14-7 over Tullahoma, and Page at halftime 23-0 over Nolensville.
Wow, Page continues to show some dominance.
And Lee, we know Nolensville's no slouch.
They're 8-1.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So there was actually a personal foul called on Columbia, I believe for that Brian Whitehead blindside block, which took out Colton Carter. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It'll stifle the great return from Justice Haggard. Fielded that one at the 20 and took it back to the 40-yard line. Now Columbia set up on their own 27.
Lee, was Columbia Academy playing at home tonight? I drove by and their football field lights were on. I wondered if they were also playing tonight. Maybe not. They could have just been practicing.
Yeah, they are playing. I'm not sure of that score.
Okay.
Wildcat snap to Caden McCoy. Goes off left in and picks up about 4 before he's wrapped up by a host of Falcons.
And we want to remind everybody, tomorrow night is the Maury County Public Schools Game of the Week. Game day starts at 5:30 on 101.7. And directly following that game, Barry Smooth Duke and I and Coach Mike Lyle will have the play-by-play as the Loretta Mustangs.
Should be a good game.
Stampede into Mount Pleasant, Tennessee.
Now you had to think about that one prior to this, right?
Yes, they stampede into Mount Pleasant to play the Tigers tomorrow night.
I like it. Here's a handoff to Caden McCoy on the right side, and he is tackled at about the 35-yard line. That's where it'll be marked. A pickup of about 3. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for Columbia. So officially just a pickup of 2. Not a very good spot for Caden McCoy. Definitely got past the 35-yard line. Closer to the 37 is where he fell down. They're going to mark it on the backside of the 35.
So these are the types of down and distances Columbia really needs to convert. Third and 2, because if you give the ball back to teams like Lincoln County.
There's a snap. Right ahead, Caden McCoy picks up 3 or 4, needed only 2. First down, Columbia. Fresh set of downs for the Lions.
And that's
the 39-yard line.
And Lee, you know as well. Yeah, you know as well as we do the way that the young quarterback Franklin is throwing the ball for Franklin County up to this point in the game. Columbia cannot afford to keep this a 4 to 7 point game. They need to stretch this on out point-wise a little bit.
Burton Moore under center. First down and 10. Handoff Caden McCoy right up the middle. faces contact right at the line of scrimmage, finds a little bit of a crease, picks up 3 up to the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Columbia as we go under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter.
A little bit of tiptoeing there by McCoy, Big Lou, is rather than just hitting the hole at full speed like we know Caden can do. And that is due mainly because of the defense blocking those gaps, getting in those gaps, filling those gaps and holes up, and making Caden McCoy's job a little bit tougher.
Sure, yeah. You can see multiple versions of Caden. That time, obviously, the first option wasn't there. He has a lot of patience to try and find other options. We've seen it work a lot this season. Here's a pass as Burton is rolling right, and he's trying to get it to Jordan Davis.
That got away from him.
Yeah, it sailed on him a little bit out of bounds.
He's got to come over the top a little bit more, especially when he's running, and try to keep the nose of the ball level or even down a little bit as he throws.
It's not a great pass by Burton that time. Clock stops, 8:58 to go third quarter. It's 3rd down and 7 for Columbia. Thrown 42. Lincoln County trying to force a stop on the opening drive for Columbia here in the second half of play. Moore in the shotgun. Caden McCoy on his right hip, backing up to throw. He's got Jordan Davis downfield. Perfect ball. 20, 15, 10, 5. Cuts back.
Yes,
touchdown,
sir.
Columbia.
Yes,
no flag
sir.
on the play.
Yes, sir.
Columbia goes 58 yards for the score.
Yeah, a little three-step drop by Burton Moore. Put a lot of arc on the ball, good air underneath it. Davis got about 2 steps on the defender and just ran under the ball and off into the end zone he went.
20-10 now your score with 8:45 pending the extra point from Luis Garcia. Hunter Woody to hold, Cole Castile to snap. Snap, set, kick is up, and it's good. 8:45 left to go, third quarter of play. Columbia now leads by 11, 21-10. Let's take another look at this touchdown pass from Burton Moore to Jordan Davis. Second big-time connection this group has had, or that duo has had, of this ball game. A 30-yarder we saw earlier in the first half of play to Jordan Davis. This time it goes for 6. Tune in on Facebook and all of our streaming sites. Here's Burton Moore back to throw, and it's going to be hauled in by Jordan Davis at around the 20-yard line, and at that point he beats out the rest of the defense for Lincoln County for the touchdown. Let's look at it one more time.
And you can see here that at the end of this play that after the catch, Davis just sheds the tackler's attempts to grab him, pull him to the ground. Right there, Davis just pretty much stiff arms him off and runs into the end zone. Terrific play by Davis and a beautiful throw by Burton Moore.
One more time, just because it was so pretty. Slow it down right there. Boom. Catches it at the 26. And Jordan Davis getting looks from some colleges around the area. Does the rest himself in true Jordan Davis fashion.
And kudos to the offensive line for giving Moore some time to drop back, set up in the pocket, and deliver that deep pass to Jordan Davis.
Kick in the air from Luis Garcia back to the 5-yard line of Lincoln County. It's Purcell on the return. He breaks a couple of tackles and gets up to the 30-yard line. That's where Lincoln County will take over. Now down 2 possessions. And just like you said, Drake, that's exactly what Columbia needed. They needed to stretch this lead out a little bit with the way that Lincoln County's offense has been clicking tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go, really don't want to go into the fourth quarter or definitely deep in the fourth quarter just up by a score or less than a touchdown against a team like Franklin County.
Lincoln County.
They need defense.
Lincoln County. I just did it.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's a confusing team.
Defense needs to step up.
Yes,
Here's
sir.
A snap to Maddox Franklin. And it's going to be a completed ball to Trayshawn Jean, excuse me.
Jordan Davis came in for the hit. The receiver did a good job to hold on to the ball right there as he was cut down immediately as he received the ball.
passing attack from Lincoln County has been pretty good at times tonight. Columbia is going to have to find a way to stop it in the second half of play. Maddox Franklin in the shotgun. Hazard right on his left hip. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Franklin back to throw. Pressure in his face. Rolls to the right, and he's going to be taken down by Afon Davis as he reaches the sideline. Got a piece of his arm as well. Affected that throw, but the throw errant, went out of bounds. I think Maddox was trying to throw that one out of bounds and away.
Yeah.
Either way, it's 3rd down and 5.
Davis got the snap, rolled out to his right, and Davis, Franklin rolled out to his right, and Davis came in behind him as Franklin ran out of real estate on the sideline, and Davis came in and just pretty much stripped him.
It's now an opportunity for Columbia to really take control of this football game. A stop here and a punt force from Lincoln County can allow your offense to put a drive together. Another score can make this one really, really difficult for Lincoln County to get back into. 3rd down and 5. Maddox Franklin in the gun, drops back, finds somebody over the middle of the field. Purcell catches it at the Lion 45-yard line, and he's wrapped up there. Yeah. Big-time completion from Franklin to Purcell for the first down. Purcell gets up a little bit gimpy, and he'll go out after the pickup of about 20, 25 yards right there.
Yeah, that was on a rope. And let me tell you something, folks. What you're listening to and what people are seeing here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium is a sophomore for Lincoln County playing quarterback, and
shred us up, really.
He is delivering the ball
but
on target.
They're holding. You can see Tristan Hard's jersey was pulled off of him almost just then.
Great tackle that time by Malik Smith as he finds his way from his linebacker spot into the backfield. Loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 13 as we go into 7 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
And Lee, I understand your argument on the holding. However, we haven't seen many. In fairness, we haven't seen any holding calls on Columbia's side either of offense. So if they're not going to call it on Lincoln County,
for those.
Oh, we don't.
I'm just kidding.
we don't want to worry about those, do we?
No.
6:32 to go in the ball game and counting. Franklin takes the shotgun snap, rolls to his left. Another hold on Cam Bratton. This time, pass is incomplete, intended for Gene downfield. Actually, excuse me, that was number 3, not 1. It's Nick Rogers, the intended target. It's 3rd down and 13. Another great opportunity for Columbia to get off the field. Yeah, however, in plus territory, you get 5 or 6 yards, 7 yards maybe. This might be a conversation to go for.
More than likely, you're probably going to go for it, especially being down by 11. So this is a big 3rd down play, 3rd and 12 from Columbia's 47-yard line, basically midfield. So we'll see what Lincoln County cooks up on their play calling right here.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lincoln County, a team that is playing for their season. They lose tonight, they're done.
Not necessarily.
Purcell on the pass. He's going to try and throw it himself, and it's caught. It's caught by Treshawn Jean. Wow. 3rd down and 13. They run a screen play to Purcell. It was a backwards pass. He throws it downfield. And it's caught by Gene. Great coverage by Jordan Davis, and somehow Gene came down with the football.
I don't see how he caught it.
Davis says he was pushed off.
Yeah, he said he was pushed off, but he was right in front of the receiver as that ball was floating down like a punt. You would think that Davis could at least get up and knock that to the ground.
Pass short to the left side to Purcell, who just threw that ball. Is good for a short gain. Picks up about 5 on 1st down. It's 2nd down and 5. But my goodness, what a play from Lincoln County right there. We'll take another look at it as Purcell comes in motion from the left side, goes over to the right. They actually hand it off to him, and he chucks it downfield. Just kind of a lob pass to Gene, and somehow it gets through the hands of Jordan Davis.
And Lee, I don't know, watching the replay, it just looks like Davis kind of mistimed his jump right there. and pretty much came to the ground as the ball went over the top of him.
Pressure on Franklin, and he's dropped after he picks up about 2, gets to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 to go from the Lion 10.
So this is where Columbia needs to stiffen up, folks. This is where Columbia needs.
Definitely 4-down territory.
Yeah, it sure is now. Columbia all season has been a defense built on the mentality of bend but don't break. They've shown that tonight once again, minus the 1 touchdown on the opening possession for Lincoln County. Can they do it again here? And keep the distance pretty far from the Falcons. Pressure once again. They try to get it out to Hazard Wright, and it's going to be called incomplete. Incomplete. Hazard Wright ended up with the ball in his hands, but it hit the turf. It'll be 4th down and 3, and Lincoln County
will kick a field goal.
Going to kick the field goal.
Make it an 8-point game.
Going to make it a 1-possession game, and that surely, now that you think about it, is kind of the smart thing to do. You want to get points out of this thing and make it a 1-score football game.
True, because you're 4th and 4.
We should block it.
And they've gotten close all night.
Yep.
Columbia definitely bringing pressure. Autry Smith lined up on the right side, and it was close. Malik Smith almost got a hand on it, but the kick is up, and the kick is good. Lincoln County puts 3 on the board. Columbia once again bends but doesn't break. They hold them to a 3-point try, your new score in the 3rd quarter. It is Lincoln County 13, Columbia 21 with 4:20 to go in the 3rd quarter of play. This is Columbia Central Lions football on the Front Porch Sports Radio Network. We'll be right back after this.
Are you looking to turn your car into cold, hard cash today? Don't look any further than Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia. You probably know us for selling cars, but did you know we're in the business of buying cars? That's right, we buy all makes and models at top dollar every day. Show up with your car and leave with cash. It's that easy. Stop by today to get a written offer on your vehicle. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia is family owned and proud to serve our community.
You can count on us.
This is WKRM 103.7 Columbia, Tennessee. Your home for the Columbia Central Lions for over 75 years.
Gatlin Mole set to kick off after he just nailed about a 25-yard field goal. Shorten the lead for Columbia to a 1-possession football game. Here's the kick from Mole, and it's going to be fielded by Haggard at the 21-yard line. He's going to try and reverse his field, breaks a tackle 30, 35-yard line, and he's wrapped up there by a couple of Falcons. Good return from Justice Haggard, picks up about 15 on the return, and that's where Columbia will be set up at the 36-yard line officially. Columbia trying to add to this lead. And at this point, yes, he should be giving it to McCoy, burning some clock, and hopefully putting up another score, make this thing a two-score possession once again.
We would not be doing our job if we did not mention number 48, the kicker for Lincoln County. His name is Gatlin Mole, and he's had 2 field goals tonight.
That's right.
So he's
cool name too.
Yeah, Gatlin Mole, number 48, and he's got almost half of Lincoln. He's responsible for half of Lincoln County's points. So, and gotten the Falcons within 8 points. So
actually, more than half, because that extra point was his as well on the touchdown.
There
he
know
has 7
what?
points.
Absolutely.
He has 7 points.
That's my Alabama education raising its ugly head.
Burton Moore under center.
Or
hands
lack
off
of it.
Caden McCoy up the middle. Got a little bit of a crease. Picks up about 6 before he's driven backwards by the Falcon defense. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
That's what I'm thinking we need a lot of right there. Caden McCoy, number 2. Give him the rock. Give him the rock. Come on.
Probably had about 20 yards on that last possession. He's probably nearing 80 to 85 yards in this game with a touchdown. I think you should feed him for about 100 more, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Big Lou.
Clock rolls, getting close to the end of this 3rd quarter, 3:30 and counting. Burton Moore going to line up under center once again on the 2nd down and 4. Caden McCoy 5 yards behind him in the backfield. They hand it off to him. Finds a little bit of a crease. Follows his blocker, Dravius Hall. Picks up about 10 or 11 on that play. It's a first down for Columbia.
Take it.
Into Falcon territory at the 46-yard line. And now Columbia is in business.
See, and that's Columbia Central High football this year. Run the ball, eat up the clock, stay in front of the chains, winning football.
Well,
Burton Moore under center, another snap to McCoy, this time a flag on the play. I don't think Columbia was completely set before they snapped the ball. It's going to be an illegal formation on the Lions.
I don't know, Lee, you might have gotten your holding call.
But probably on the wrong team.
Yeah, it's on the wrong team.
Sideline warning.
It's going to be a sideline warning on Columbia. So the play does count. It's a gain of about 4 for Caden McCoy on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 6. So we go under 3 minutes to play. 2:56 on the clock. It's stopped after the penalty. Columbia on the Falcon 43, and timeout going to be taken this time by Lincoln County. 2:56 to go in this ball game. Columbia on top of the Falcons by a score of 21-13. Third quarter action resumes right after this timeout.
Hello, this is Rick Tillis from Tillis Jewelry. What is a full-service jeweler? Experienced staff, custom designers, in-house jewelry repairs, and beautiful jewelry. Yes, at Tillis Jewelry, we are passionate, knowledgeable, and committed to integrity. We strive to be the best in our community and in our profession. We build long-term relationships and become part of family traditions that will cross generations. We delight clients by providing an unparalleled selection, superior service, and exceptional value. Tillis Jewelry, we exceed your expectations.
Out of the timeout, Columbia steps back onto the field. Lincoln County needed a breather. Columbia leads 21-13, 2:56 to go third quarter. Lewis Maddox, Drake Colley on the call here tonight from Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Lions lined up in the eye. Brian Whitehead and Caden McCoy behind Burton Moore, who's under center. They hand off weak side McCoy. He bounces it outside to the left, finds a little bit of a crease and plows forward close to the sticks. I think he's going to be a yard short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1 to go for Columbia.
Yeah.
Inside the Falcon 40.
It's a good game plan right here. I'm hoping that the Columbia coaches have decided maybe later in this game when the Falcons are feeling, their defense are feeling a little tired, a little winded, they get steady doses of Caden McCoy.
Kind of like a Derrick Henry type.
Yeah.
This time a quarterback sneak from Burton Moore. Not really a tush push, but he bounces it outside where nobody was. And he picks up the first down. Needed 1, picked up about 3 to the Falcon 35-yard line. 2:17 to go and counting. Columbia with a fresh set of downs. That was big.
That was. Every first down's important from here on out, with just a little over 2 minutes to go in the third, and Columbia up by 8.
This time McCoy in the backfield by himself, Moore under center. Takes the snap, left side, got a little bit of room and breaks it outside once again. Breaks a couple of tackles, picks up about 8 on first down, but gets out of bounds, stopping the clock. The only thing bad about that play was stopping the clock. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
McCoy has a fantastic ability of sidestepping and at the same time moving north and south. Even as he's avoiding tacklers, he is moving the ball down the field in a positive way.
Gets wrapped up once again, but gets to the 25-yard line. Should be enough for a first down for the Lions, and it is. Another fresh set of down for Columbia as McCoy extends his body after being wrapped up right to the line to gain and picks up the first down for Columbia. Now under 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. McCoy probably nearing 100 yards on the night after that run there. He's going to get another carry here. This time he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage, pushed backwards, loses about a half yard. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
The Falcons weren't having any more of that, so they tackled McCoy for a loss. Might have been a good time for possibly a bootleg of some sort.
Going to have to pull one out at some point here.
Yeah, they're going to have to
get a little predictable.
Right, they're going to have to use a little bit of misdirection.
And it's interesting. We usually see Caden McCoy having a lot more success to the outsides on the pitch plays. Tonight he's had a lot of success in between the tackles. This time a play action. Burton Moore going to the end zone, looking for Jordan Davis.
Touchdown!
He caught it. Touchdown, Columbia.
Beautiful.
Burton Moore to Jordan Davis.
Tell you what, Burton Moore's impressive.
25 yards.
Oh, he's hurt.
Burton Moore throws a beautiful ball, and it's on target. Plenty of air underneath it. Allows his receivers, such as Jordan Davis right there, to adjust to the ball. And Davis just went up and got that in the very center, back center of the end zone. And now the PAT.
Snap, set, kick for the extra point is up, and it's perfect. Luis Garcia connects on point. New score, 28-13. Columbia over Lincoln County as Luis Garcia, the place kicker, comes off the field doing the gritty to the sideline. You love to see it when your kicker is dancing, coming back from an extra point. 28-13 your score, 30 seconds left in the third quarter of play. And, you know, Drake, I think we need to take another look at this touchdown pass here. 25-yarder officially from Burton Moore to Jordan Davis. He loves back, throws to the end zone. Almost looked like it was going to be a little bit too short there. Might have been intercepted, but Jordan Davis comes down with the football. His second touchdown of the night. Comes up with a limp, though. That'll be something to look at.
That's either cramps or an ankle, it looks like. Now, if our listeners want to see these replays, where should they go, Big Lou?
You can go to Facebook, WKRM on Facebook.
Okay.
You can also go to YouTube, Kennedy Broadcasting.
Okay.
And then WKRM on Twitter.
So there's so many places you listeners can go and actually pull this up and see the video from the game and see exactly what we're describing to you.
You can see those replays.
Yeah, and Jordan Davis, we're still showing the replay here of the touchdown.
Isn't technology wonderful?
It sure is.
I mean, let's
take one more look at Jordan Davis here, going up and high pointing the football. Basketball player. Two-sport
they'll be starting
here.
pretty soon.
Yeah, they will. I want to thank Mr. Bill Draper as well, running our camera for us. A longtime film crew for the Columbia Central Lions, and we are graciously able to tap into his camera to capture this feed for you all. Here's the return from Hazard Wright, who caught the ball. The up back on the kickoff return team goes a lot of east and west and is unable to get north and south. There's a flag on the play. A little bit of extracurricular activity between these two squads. We'll see who this one will go on, but before the penalty, Hazard Wright gets up to about the 27-yard line of Lincoln County. 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. Columbia on top, 28-13. And this crew definitely takes their time on getting these calls correct. And it's going to be a block in the back on Lincoln County.
Makeup call.
That may be their first penalty of the ball game. Probably not, but
obviously.
They have not had many, and they should have several. I'll just keep it at that. So Lincoln County is backed up inside their own 20. It'll be set at the 17-yard line. Once again,
we're ready for Manning to get that second pick for you.
We need it. Got the first one in the first quarter. Almost had a second one in the first quarter.
He absolutely dropped the second one.
Yeah.
Has been a little quiet since then. Now would be a great time to come through on that wager. Yeah. Trips to the left side. Screen pass to Gene. Manning is blocked out. Great block from the receiver for Lincoln County, and a little crease is found by Gene. gets forward for about 13 to 14 yards, picks up a first down for Lincoln County. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Clock stops at that point. It's a great kick out block that time by Christian Smith on Roland Manning.
Yeah,
which allowed a crease for Gene to cut through.
And the wide receivers for Lincoln County are well coached. You can tell they stay on their blocks and help their fellow wide receivers if they're involved on the reception.
This time Franklin rolls to the right and connects with his man Nick Rogers, the senior wide receiver, but is tackled immediately and is taken down for a very minimal gain. Picks up about 3 yards on the play, and that'll do it for the third quarter of play. Columbia leads 28-13 to going into the fourth quarter of play, looking to hold on to a 2-score lead. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter right here on the Front Porch Sports Radio Network.
We always get the question, what is Caledonian? That's easy. We're a full financial services firm. Who is Caledonian? Well, that's a little more interesting. Monty has an economics background. Daisy and Perry come from the banking world. Gay is an accountant, and Thomas has science and business degrees. Blair was a small business owner. Finally, I'm Becky Price, and I have a background in education. Together, we make up Caledonian Financial in historic downtown Columbia.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through NBC Securities Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Are you looking to turn your car into cold, hard cash today? Don't look any further than Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia. You probably know us for selling cars, but did you know we're in the business of buying cars? That's right, we buy all makes and models at top dollar every day. Show up with your car and leave with cash. It's that easy. Stop by today to get a written offer on your vehicle. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia is family owned and proud to serve our community.
You can count on us. Back here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, start of the fourth quarter, and it gets off to a very quick start as Maddox Franklin fires over the middle of the field and finds Nick Rogers in Lion territory. A pickup of about 22 yards and a first down for the Falcons as they enter plus territory of the Lions. Just starting this fourth quarter of play, 11:45 to go and counting.
And folks, we are joined here in the Marion Will Hoyt press box by another Columbia legend, the one and only Barry Smooth Duke. Good evening, Barry, and thank you for joining us. And we're going to let the three of us are going to ride the rest of this fourth quarter out together.
Four. You got Lee Maddox on the line, too.
That's right. Oh, Lee's still there. Okay. Well, there we have it.
Here's Maddox Franklin, pressured by Afon Davis. Obviously rushed on the throw. Great pressure by Afon, trying to go to Hazard right on the right side of the field near the 40. And it sails on him a little bit as it goes out of bounds, a little bit too far out of the reach of Hazard right and out of bounds.
Barry, what's your opinion on number 12, Maddox Franklin for Lincoln County, quarterback?
Very, very good quarterback, very poised quarterback for Lincoln County.
I mean, he's a sophomore.
Only a sophomore.
I mean, they've got 2 years of coaches should be pretty excited for having him for another 2 years.
Exactly.
Second down and 10 for Lincoln County, and now a flag on the field. Maybe a delay of game right there. Something like that. Actually, an illegal formation called on Lincoln County here. That'll back them up 5. It'll be second down and 15. Puts them back into Falcon territory. The Lincoln County 47-yard line. Columbia looking for a stop here as they're up now 2 scores once again. Lincoln County desperately needing a touchdown to stay in this football game.
Impressed with the Lions tonight, especially Jordan Davis, a warrior.
Yes. 2 terrific touchdown passes, catches for him.
Screenplay set up and a great tackle by Cam Bratton as he allows a minimal gain, only picks up 4. And had Cam Bratton not made the play right there, he had a lot of room to work with. Great shoestring tackle on Purcell from Cam Bratton. Sets up third down and 11. Roland Manning, his helmet came off. Richard Powers now into the game. That outside linebacker. Here's the snap to Franklin, trying to look for Hazard right. Catch is made at the 35-yard line and gets down to about the 34-yard line.
What a beautiful pass. That was right on the money as the wide receivers headed away from the quarterback, out in the flat, towards the sideline, and the pass was just right on the money, right in stride as the receiver caught it and went out of bounds.
This is a great throw.
Yeah.
Exactly where it needed to be.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
10-15 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Columbia up by 15. Short throw out to the left side to Nick Rogers. He's got a little bit of room. Gets down to the 10-yard line, breaks a tackle, cuts back inside. Never stepped out of bounds. It's a touchdown for Lincoln County. Falcons score with 9:55 to go in the third quarter of play. New score, Lincoln County 20. Lincoln County 19 pending the extra point. Columbia 28.
Just that quickly. I mean, I said it earlier in the broadcast. Columbia needs to have a cushion score. In other words, something more than 8 points in this fourth quarter to feel comfortable to get this ball game to 0-0.
Gatlin Mole on for point. Snap, set, kick is blocked. This time it's blocked. Picked up Autry Smith. Autry Smith picks up the football. And I guess you can't return the football on an extra point in high school.
Unfortunately not.
That is a rule that is just college and pro. You can return those for 2 points in college football and in the NFL, but not in high school football. 9:55 to go. A great block nonetheless by Columbia. 28-19 with 9:55 to go in this football game. Drake, like you just mentioned, Columbia really need that cushion score.
Yeah.
Now, actually, it's still a 2-score ball game because of that blocked extra point.
Yeah, that was huge.
That looked like Manning.
That was, I mean, that was a huge block, PAT block by Columbia with just under 10 minutes to go. So we'll strap in, folks. We still got a ball game on our hands. Columbia has not put this thing away yet, and 11 points to a team like Lincoln County that can pass the ball effectively down the field, and then also with their kicker Gatlin Mole, who's already hit 2 field goals tonight.
He's pretty accurate.
Is another factor you have to take in. Another thing you have to factor in when you're only up by 11 points.
Definitely an important possession upcoming for Columbia.
We're up by 9, right? Especially up by 9.
It's a 9-point
even worse, or 11. You're going to have to factor in that field goal kick.
Columbia Academy 28-7 at halftime over Grace Christian Academy.
Okay.
Probably another big night for Monte Baldwin, if I'd have to assume. Gatlin Mole on to kick it off for Lincoln County. Tylee Davis and Caden McCoy back deep this time. No Justice Haggard. It's going in the direction of Tylee Davis, and he will field it at the 20-yard line. He's got a little bit of a crease. He's got speed as well. Breaks up to the 40, cuts back. He finds his way to the 45, and he's got a face mask tackle. He was tackled by his face mask at the 44-yard line. But guess what, everybody? No flag.
Ha!
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
Well,
are you kidding me?
Have you got that on replay, Big Lou?
I do not.
Okay.
Unless he caught
around the top of the shoulder pads. And in front.
Unless he did grab him by the top of the shoulder pads.
I'm assuming he did not grab the face mask, or the official would have thrown the flag. You would think the official would throw the flag.
Wow.
You would hope so. Either way, great field position for Columbia here as they start on their own 45-yard line. Handoff Caden McCoy around left end. Breaks one tackle, finds a little bit of a crease, gets up past the 50-yard line. He'll be marked out at the Lincoln County 57. Actually picked up 3 yards in plus territory of Lincoln County.
With a Derrick Henry-esque stiff arm.
Yeah, he pushed somebody down for sure.
The tackler that was attempting to tackle Mr. McCoy. Mr. McCoy just stiff-armed him to the ground.
Does end up going out of bounds. 9:37 stuff on the clock. for Columbia in this football game. They lead it by 9, 28-19. I formation. Burton Moore hands off Caden McCoy, and he is stopped in the backfield by number 50. That's Christian Costello. Great play by him. He beat Zach Cole into the backfield and made a play on Caden McCoy. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Clock continues to roll. 9:10 to go. Once again, Columbia leads by 9 at the Lincoln County 48-yard line. Burton Moore will set up under center. Caden McCoy right behind him. Handoff McCoy, left side, good block that time from Isaiah Bishop, and he powers forward, picks up about 9 yards.
McCoy's so good at following his blockers, so good, picking his way through the line.
Picks up the 1st down for Columbia, fresh set of downs for the Lions.
So he patiently waits to pick his way through the line, let his linemen set their blocks, and he's right in behind them. And then, of course, with his speed, just blows past him, picking up yardage.
We tick under 8.5 minutes to go in the football game.
Run that clock.
Play clock is at 10, sir. And we haven't gotten a play in. I think Columbia is about to take a timeout. And they do. It'll be a timeout for the Lions as we are at 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go in this football game. Columbia with a 9-point lead over Lincoln County. Your score, 28-19. Lions over the Falcons. More 4th quarter action when we return. This is Columbia Central Lions football on the Front Porch Sports Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC. Parks Motor Sales was founded by my granddad, Bobby Parks, and my great-granddad, Julian Mays, in 1958. We've been family-owned the whole time, and being family-owned, locally-owned means you get to get your next vehicle or your existing vehicle serviced by the same people who stand in the grocery line with you, drop their kids off at the same school you do, and smile and are happy to see you when they do. So come see us at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee on 919 Nashville Highway or parksmotorsales.com.
8 minutes, 9 seconds to play here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Columbia with a 2-score lead and the ball in plus territory. Lincoln County desperately in need of a stop. Burton Moore to hand off Caden McCoy, this time around right in, and he's taken down immediately. Bassell comes in, beats Jamar Morris off the edge, and makes a great play in the backfield. It'll be 2nd down and about 12 to go for Columbia.
A 1st down would obviously be huge right here. Chew up another 3 to 4 minutes on the clock would be terrific, holding on to a 9-point lead. But 2nd and 12 from Lincoln County's 44. We'll see what happens.
About to go under 7.5 minutes. 12 on the play clock as Burton Moore goes under center. McCoy in the backfield, 2 linemen pull left side. Now Caden McCoy slips down behind the 50-yard line. He'll lose about 7 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and a long way to go as Caden McCoy slipped right there, lost his footing, almost did the splits, and he comes up with a limp.
Yeah, he fell down awkwardly. That is not good, folks.
And he goes down to the ground on the sideline.
Holding his right ankle.
That's not good.
It looked like he split almost. He did a split.
Yeah. And he's down right now, Lee, on the sideline, holding his right leg. Looks to be a lower right leg injury. So we'll have to see how.
Burton Moore takes the snap. It's a screen pass to Jordan Davis. He picks up a good chunk of yardage. Picks up about 13 on that play. Or actually closer to 11 yards. It's still going to be 4th down and 9 for Columbia. And it looks like Columbia is going to punt this football and win this field possession battle.
Yeah, they're on Lincoln County's 40-yard line, but it's 4th down and 9, which is a tough task. And up by 9 points with just right at 6 minutes to go.
Jordan Davis also came up a little limp after that reception as well. Definitely not in the right formation as the snap comes through, and it's blocked. It's blocked by Lincoln County, and they're going to recover it inside the Columbia 40-yard line.
There were personnel issues on Columbia Central side of the punt team, and
trying to get a timeout in, and ended up not being able to get it in.
According to the coaches to our left, they were lined up. They were not lined up correctly, and Lincoln County came in there and blocked the punt and now takes possession at Columbia's 39-yard line.
Yeah, definitely not.
Need a turnover.
Not a good play right there. Columbia's defense going to have to come up with a stop. Want to keep this thing a two-possession football game. But Lincoln County's chances just got a whole lot better.
Wow.
Maddox Franklin in the shotgun, facing pressure. Catches the screen pass, Hazard right. And he's taken out after a pickup of about 1 yard. There is some egregious holding calls being missed.
And Lee and Lou and Barry, you all know how important special teams are and how big that blocked extra point is going to play out here at the end of this ball game.
If you don't block that extra point, you're looking at Lincoln County going down and
well,
trying to tie the football game.
It's an 8-point game.
Flag on the play
instead
here.
of a 9.
As Lincoln County was called for an illegal formation.
Davis not in the game either, is he?
I don't believe so. He came up limp on that last reception. KJ Frierson in at cornerback in place of Jordan Davis at a crucial time. Jordan is getting stretched out on the sideline. Snap to Maddox Franklin. Pressure, and he's taken down. Sacked! Cam Bratton comes off the edge and makes a tremendous play on the quarterback.
12-yard loss.
It's going to be 3rd down and a mile.
Big-time defensive play that time by the Lions.
Oh, absolutely. 3rd down and 22.
Had to channel my inner Mike Keith for that one.
What's the clock?
4:45 to go. Pass across the middle.
Oh, my goodness.
And he is laid out by Malik Smith as he gets back across the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4th down and about 8. Malik Smith just laid a wallop on Nick Rogers.
That pass play right there gets Lincoln County in a manageable 4th down situation, down by 9 points with 4 minutes to go.
It's 4th down and 8. Very well could be the ball game. Maddox Franklin, he's throwing it deep downfield in coverages. KJ Frierson, he picked it off. KJ Frierson with the interception.
Yes, sir.
And it goes over on downs. Oh, my goodness.
They say his foot was on the line. They say his foot was on the sideline right there. It was extremely close. I don't know if it was or not, but it was extremely close.
An official from a million miles away came in and overruled the guy that was standing right next to the play.
It's still our ball, though. Better shape.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's 4th down, so it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Yeah,
That's true. It helps us out, but it's still the wrong call.
We get better filters. Yeah, it got better. About 20 yards better.
It's still the wrong call.
But when you defender, and rightly so, we get excited when one of our defenders makes the interception.
That's true.
Or a great play like that.
Who doesn't play defense, by the way? He's a wide receiver.
Is McCoy able to go?
McCoy is in the ball game, lined up in the I formation. Jordan Davis is not in the ball game.
Jordan Davis is still on the sideline. McCoy has the ball.
Pitch to the left side. He's got a little bit of room, and he takes it out of bounds after a pickup of about 9 or 10 yards. He's close to the sticks. It's going to be a 1st down for Columbia. He got to the line to gain.
The only thing McCoy could have done better right there is go down before he went out of bounds. But that's all right. He got the 1st down, so we're in good shape.
3:58 to play. Lincoln County, 2 timeouts remaining.
Now you're going to see him up the middle.
I formation now. Malik Smith in at fullback. Columbia up by 9. Burton Moore takes the under center snap. This time pitches around right in. Gets past the original line of scrimmage. Finds a crease. Hits the outside.
He's gone.
He's got a lot of room.
He's
got a
gone.
lot of room. 5. End zone.
Yes,
Touchdown,
sir.
Columbia. But there's a flag back at the 45-yard line. And that's a bailout if I've ever seen one. Somebody is down on the field. An injured Lion. It looks like Malik Smith, and it is. 2 other Lions help him up off of his feet.
We're not sure what it is at this point.
A lot to sort out here.
Oh.
And it's a penalty on the Falcons. It's a touchdown for Columbia, which may as well be the cherry on top of this football game.
It looked like the official gave a chop block signal, a low chop block signal, but it was on the defense, not the offense.
It was a personal foul on Malik Smith, who ended up injured on that play. I think it was a dirty hit by Lincoln County. Luis Garcia back on to kick another extra point. Did not get a replay of that because I really thought that one was coming back. I apologize.
It's okay.
Not going to have a replay on that touchdown.
You're doing a terrific job, Big Lou.
Snap, set,
Awesome
kick is
job.
on the way, and it is good. Luis Garcia extends the Lion lead 35-19 with 3:45 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll take a very, very quick timeout and rejoin you for the rest of this exciting matchup where Columbia once again leads 35-19 over Lincoln County in the Lions Den. We'll be right back.
Looking for convenience? Try Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across Murray County, southern Middle Tennessee, and North Alabama. Whether stopping in on your way to work for coffee and a biscuit, taking a plate lunch to go, or grabbing something cold to drink after a long, hot day at work, there's always one nearby. Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across southern Middle Tennessee and North Alabama. Proudly serving Shell gasoline.
This is Clayton Harris, and you're listening to the home of the Columbia Central High Lions, 103.7 WKRM, Columbia, Tennessee.
Welcome back into Lindsey Nelson Stadium. 3:45 to go, fourth quarter. Lions just extended their lead 35-19 now, as Luis Garcia is getting set to kick it back away to the Falcons, who are now once again in desperate need of another touchdown. Down by 16 points. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need to convert a 2-point conversion on both of those touchdowns, and they got to do it in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. It's going to be tough. Here's the kickoff from Luis Garcia. Goes right back to that right side of the field once again. It's fielded by Purcell, and he's going to be tackled at the 21-yard line by Afon Davis. That's where Lincoln County will set up shop with 3:36 to go in the fourth quarter.
Hey, Lewis.
Yes.
There's some scores in the fourth quarter. Franklin County 32, Spring Hill 14. In the fourth quarter, Shelbyville 21, Tullahoma 14. In the fourth quarter, Page 30, Nolensville 14. A final, Centennial 48, Hillsboro 13.
Okay, some scores of interest for Lions fans here tonight. Looks like
we'll be playing one of those teams.
Yeah, right, I was about to say Centennial could be the next opponent.
Correct. And
the Lions.
Looks like they had a good night and some good momentum going into playoff play as well. Looks like Franklin County is gonna get the win at Spring Hill. Here's Maddox Franklin, and it's gonna be not broken up by Jordan Davis. It was almost broken up, and they're going to give the catch to Gene. An 8-yard pickup, stays in bounds. The clock should continue to roll. Do not know why it stopped. And now it continues. Second down and 2 for Columbia, or for Lincoln
Great
County,
to see
excuse
Davis
me.
back in there.
Yeah.
Davis, yes, back in the ball game. Cole Carter, the intended target that time, and a little bit of a miscommunication. Didn't turn around in time. Was not able to make a play on the football.
Lee, you're correct. It's good to see Jordan Davis back in the game because they were really really working on him the last series on the sideline over here, right in front of the press box and the home stand. So it's good to see number 7 back in the ball game.
In his last home game, you know he's wanting to play.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Here's a 3rd down and 2 for the Falcons on their own 30-yard line. Maddox Franklin in the gun. Takes the snap. He's looking to hazard right. Goes to Gene. Breaks a tackle. Cuts back into the middle of the field. And he picks up his first down and a lot more up to the 46-yard line of Lincoln County. It's a fresh set of downs for the Falcons. Clock should continue to roll once they set up the chains, and it does. Under 3 minutes now. Lincoln County going to have to pick up the pace here if they're going to shot at 2 possessions.
Yeah, Lincoln County's good at that wide receiver hook in the middle of the field.
Here's a first down play, and it's dropped by Rogers. A low ball from Maddox Franklin, but a catchable ball. Wouldn't have been a very big gain. Probably better for the Falcons if they dropped that one. It stops the clock at 2:45 to play. Lions once again lead this one 35-19 over the Lincoln County Falcons. Trying to get one more stop to really seal this thing up. 2nd down and 10. Franklin takes the shotgun snap. Screen pass to Hazard Wright, and he takes a big lick from Autry Smith. Taken down after a short gain of 3 yards. Clock continues to roll. We'll go under 2:30 on this next snap. It's 3rd down and 6 officially for Columbia. Hazard Wright hurt on that play, and in comes Vassell, who started this ball game at tailback. He's back in the 4th quarter. Haven't seen a lot of him since the 1st quarter play. Here's 3rd down and 6. They try to set up a short pass to Gene, and once again, that hook play really works in their favor. Another first down for Lincoln County up to the Columbia 35.
What Lincoln County does, they had to take out their farthest outside receiver, and he comes up the field and cuts in for a down and in, and as he comes across the middle, the other wide receiver is blocking the defensive back off of him, converts into a first down.
Franklin takes the snap, tries to take a shot, but an obvious miscommunication between Franklin and Purcell stops the clock. 1:45 to play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Columbia 35-yard line. Cam Bratton checks out of the ball game. And a timeout going to be taken by Lincoln County here. 1:45 to go. Lions on top, 35-19. Lincoln County will have one more timeout in their bag when we return. Front Porch Sports Radio Network, Columbia Central Lions football. We'll be right back after this.
Insurance Agency is a locally owned independent agency and a proud member of the Insurers of Tennessee. Foster represents many top-rated insurance companies such as Auto Owners Insurance. The great team at Foster has been servicing Columbia and surrounding areas in Middle Tennessee since 1952 and offers many commercial and personal insurance products. Call Mike Ford or Jimmy Ford today at 931-388-8365 or stop by their convenient location at 204 West 4th Street in Columbia, Tennessee.
Back here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, where Columbia leads at 35-19 with 1:45 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Lincoln County out of the timeout, 2nd down and 10. They only have one timeout left. They have the ball on Columbia's 35-yard line. Shotgun snap. Maddox Franklin escapes pressure, rolls out, finds Nick Rogers for a first down completion down to the 11-yard line. Great throw, great catch under pressure. All right, from Maddox Franklin.
One thing Columbia does not need to do is just go to sleep here the last couple of minutes of this ball game. Let's go on and close it out.
We go under 1.5 minutes to go in the football game. First down and 10 for Lincoln County. It's caught over the middle by number 6, Christian Smith for Lincoln County. It's a pickup of 7 inside the right at the 5-yard line. Clock rolls, 1:10 to go. Lincoln County with a 2nd down and 4.
Defensively, Columbia just wants to keep everything in front of them. Don't let anything get behind them. Lincoln County is knocking on the door right here on Columbia's 4-yard line.
Once again, Lincoln County down by 16, under a minute to go. They need 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions. Here's their first play from the 5-yard line, 2nd down and 5. It's intercepted! It's intercepted by K.J. Frierson, and he goes down at the 5-yard line.
Okay.
Wow!
There you have it. That's the ball game, folks. Columbia Central Lions are going to come out with a victory.
Beautiful play.
Awesome.
Beautiful play that time by Frierson. Tracked the ball, got the interception, seals the deal for the Lions.
Yeah.
K.J. Frierson has not played a snap of defense all season, and he comes in when he's needed and makes probably the play of the game, and makes a great play to end this ball game and more than likely lock up the 3rd place spot for Columbia in the playoffs.
With just 38 seconds left, Columbia's in victory formation for the most part.
By Burton Moore. Should have to take one more, and that should wrap it up. Yes, he'll have to take, or he should have to take one more knee, but I guess not. I guess they're just going to let the clock run out. They reset the play clock. It's at 25, and that's going to do it. Final score from Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Columbia wins this game 35-19 over Lincoln County. And we believe they lock up the 3rd spot in the playoffs.
4-2 in the region, correct?
For sure. For sure. They're 3rd.
4-2 in the region, 7-3 overall in the first year under head coach Tredarius Goff. A season where last year they finished 3-7 and missed out on the playoffs. What a turnaround.
The wins and losses are flipped, 3-7 to 7-3. I think Columbia Central Lion fans will take that. Don't you, Lee?
I think we will, for sure. This whole second season is what you play for, and that's what we're all looking forward to now, is that second season. Everybody's, they're 0-0,
Sure.
going into next week.
Sure. And I think there's been a steady increase of improvement from the first game through this game tonight. I think Coach Goff has lots of positives. Of course, there's always football coaches will always find something to coach up their team about. But I think Coach Goff can see a lot of positive plays, a lot of positive reactions from his players. Moving forward here at the end of the season and getting ready for postseason play.
Yeah, a lot of connections here, Lewis, on this game tonight. There's a junior, the tight end for Columbia is Josh Britton, number 88. Well, his grandfather is Alvin Palmer, who's just an incredible high school football coach. And he's actually at the game tonight, and he was my coach at Lincoln County, defensive coordinator, just the greatest. Won 2 championships down there at Lincoln County. And he says, I talked to him earlier, and coming into this game tonight, he says that there's no way I'm pulling for Lincoln County. I'm pulling for my grandson and the Columbia Central Lions, So it's kind of neat, and it's where I'm at too,
Yeah, absolutely. He knows.
I'm here with Columbia now, and it's just, I can't help it. I got to be for the Columbia Lions tonight.
Well, he knows exactly which side his bread is buttered on, so to speak. So he didn't want to make that mistake.
Grandkids run deep. I tell you, the blood runs deep. Yeah,
absolutely.
Guys, any final thoughts on the game tonight? Barry, we'll start with you.
Columbia got a couple of key players banged up. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. That in the next couple of days they can be okay. But I was impressed with the Lions' intensity, offensively, defensively, the kicking game. Very impressed with the Lions tonight. And of course, Davis is a Warrior, along with Caden McCoy, Warriors, and they got a little banged up, but they played well tonight.
What about Burton Moore?
Burton Moore played well. Yes, he did. He threw the ball well.
I mean, in order for Jordan Davis to make terrific plays on the ball and catch a couple of touchdowns, Burton Moore has to put the ball in the right spot.
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly.
So, There you go. Some best wishes, Lee, for you to get feeling a little bit better, buddy.
Yeah, Dad, or Lee, as I should probably call you on a radio broadcast. Your final thoughts as you watch remotely and then chime in a little bit.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch this, and it's been great to listen to you all call the game. And Lewis, you just do a fantastic job calling, and you're running all the computers and all of the replays and all of that stuff you're having to do, and the commercial breaks and keeping everything in front of us, and that's just a great job. But yeah, this was a critical kind of game. You know, they could have easily maybe just kind of held themselves and not worry much about this game, and get to the playoffs, but they didn't. They took care of business to a team that was desperate for a win, and as it turns out, Franklin County, they're still up pretty big over the last score I saw over Spring Hill, so they're going to wrap up that 4th seed. We know that it's going to be Shelbyville. They're holding on to Tullahoma tonight, so it's going to be Shelbyville number 1, Tullahoma number 2, Columbia number 3, and Franklin County number 4 going into the playoffs. So it's been a great year.
More than likely, Columbia going to be traveling to Centennial next week, correct?
I would think so. I'm seeing that Page is still up big over Nolensville, and so I think that's what it would take. Would have taken for Page to maybe gotten beat tonight, but that didn't happen. So Centennial won, and they would finish second the way I'm seeing it right now. And then, of course, that's what happens. The number 3 in our region goes to the number 2. The number 4 goes to the number 1.
And we would rather have, even though Centennial won really, really big tonight, I think 48-3 you said over Hillsboro or something like that, 13 maybe. Still want to go and face those guys rather than Page, who's just been absolutely incredible this year. And I want to mention
they can still be beat. You know, anybody can be beat in this second season. I guarantee you. I've seen it. We've all seen it way too many times. It's anybody's game. If you want it bad enough and you get the right breaks, you know, you've got an opportunity to move on.
And we hope you're still tuned in on all of our live streams here. We're going to go through a little bit of a game recap here right now, actually, and show you some highlights from tonight's game, starting with this Caden McCoy 62-yard touchdown run. And it's the first carry of the ball game. Takes it right up the middle and houses this one. Just a vintage Caden McCoy touchdown run. I'm sure he was close to 100 yards on the game.
Good to see.
Probably more like 90, 95 in that area. And that's a terrific play right there. Defensive touchdown this time. Roland Manning on the pick 6. And I mentioned this earlier. 3rd pick 6, and to that point in 4.5 quarters of football for the Columbia Lions. Some pressure from Cam Bratton causes this errant throw. Sails on him a little bit, or actually goes up a little bit short. Roland Manning comes up halfway short on his wager with me to get 2 picks on the night. And but that one, with the pick 6, I guess that kind of makes up for it if you score a touchdown right there. Here's another play highlight from Columbia's 35-19 win. That's a huge hit from Autry Smith right there.
Solid tackle, just solid fundamental tackling by Columbia tonight.
Fantastic hit from Autry Smith, who he has grown to into a very good linebacker. Here's a bomb from Burton Moore to Jordan Davis, catches it at the 25, and then Jordan Davis does the rest of the work, takes it in. One of 2 touchdown grabs for Jordan Davis on the night. And just a couple more highlights, and I'm going to make the last play of the ball game for Columbia on defense the play of the game. Here's another touchdown, the 2nd of the night for Burton Moore, and the 2nd of the night for Jordan Davis.
Yeah, I think Davis tweaked his ankle just a little bit.
You can see it right there. Yeah. And now I'm going to make this the play of the game. A guy who almost had 2 interceptions. It was called back, even though it kind of helped us out that he ended up out of bounds, which I didn't realize at first.
Right.
But KJ Frierson, the 3rd wide receiver on the team behind Justice Haggard and Jordan Davis, comes in on defense when he's needed and at the goal line to stop the possession for Lincoln County, picks it off in the end zone, brings it out, and Columbia is able to take a knee right there, and that was pretty much that was the game right there.
Right.
Stopped any chances for Lincoln County to have a comeback. Pick off by KJ Frierson, the wide receiver playing cornerback, and that is tonight's play of the game, a 35-19 victory over the Lincoln County Falcons, a long time rival dating back many generations. You could probably say this is the most heated rivalry for Columbia Central is the Lincoln County Falcons. And now we're going to have to name a player of the game, gentlemen. Drake, I think we've got to give it to who you brought up earlier for his ability to step in and perform the way he did.
Listen, Jordan Davis had a great game. Don't get me wrong. Number 7's a great player. But I feel as though Burton Moore has come in, started for the Columbia Lions, managed the game beautifully tonight, put the ball in the places where Jordan Davis could make great plays, have a couple of touchdown passes. My player of the game is Burton Moore, the quarterback for the Columbia Central Lions tonight.
Yeah, it's the Caring Hearts Home Health Care of Columbia player of the game, presented by Caring Hearts Home Health Care of Columbia. And there it is. Your player of the game is Burton Moore.
Caring Hearts, you owe Burton Moore at least a Coca-Cola next time.
Yeah, there you go. The Caring Hearts Home Health Care of Columbia.
Right, Smooth. I mean, come on. Buy the kid a Coca-Cola. He had a great game tonight, and he stepped in in the start. And that's not easy. It's not easy for a kid that hasn't been starting all year to come in and start for the Lions quarterback position and do as well as he did.
Exactly. And I want to second what Lee said earlier. Lou does an outstanding job as an announcer and a super job with the electronics, with the board and everything.
Yeah, because as old as we are, there's no way we could figure all that out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He does an outstanding job, and the future is bright for Lou Maddox.
And let me say one other thing, and let me assure the people listening out there tonight, for the playoffs moving forward, the dynamic duo of Big Lou and Lee Maddox will be reunited for the postseason. I'm going to be out of here tomorrow night, Barry. We've got the game of the week, Loretta at Mount Pleasant on 101.7. Our game day show starts at 5:30 with the game to follow immediately. But Batman and Robin will be back in the booth next. I promise you, folks, next Columbia Lions game, they'll be right here in the booth, so have no fear. The dynamic duo will be right here.
I appreciate the kind words, guys. It's going to be fun to call the playoff game at Centennial next week. I'm sure you guys will probably follow Mount Pleasant into the playoffs as well, maybe call a game.
Yes, we will.
I think is that how they've got it set up? Well, I couldn't be happier. Mount Pleasant's well coached and have some great players down there, and they play extremely hard every week. So it'll be fun to do their broadcasts.
It will be.
So make sure you tune in to Drake Berry and Mike Lyle tomorrow night from Mount Pleasant against Loretto in Mount Pleasant tomorrow night for the Murray County Public Schools Game of the Week, and also the game day show starting at 5:30 on our sister station 101.7 WKOM.
Congratulations to Burton Moore.
Absolutely.
Great job tonight.
We'll say it again. The Caring Hearts Home Health Care of Columbia player of the game is Burton Moore. Congratulations to him on receiving that honor for the first time in his career. Probably going to be a couple more of those honors that he gets in the rest of his time in the purple. He's got 2 more years after this season to sport this uniform, and then we'll see what does happen.
He's a good-sized kid and throws a beautiful deep ball, and he managed the game beautifully tonight in Columbia's victory.
And it's not official. I heard the guy next to us and the public announcer say that unofficially Caden McCoy had 186 yards today.
Wow.
That's what I overheard them saying next door.
So he's, Caden McCoy, barring
he's right on the
barring a miracle, needs about 80 yards next week against Centennial to break Ronnie Pillow's 1,659 yard record.
Causing Mr. Pillow to sweat a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's going to do it for us here from the Lindsey Nelson Stadium broadcast booth, the Marion Woolhoit broadcast booth. press box, overlooking
Yes.
Jim Cartwright Field. Once again, your final score, Columbia 35, Lincoln County 19. We'll be on the air next Friday night on this same station, 103.7 WKRM at about 6:45 for the broadcast at Centennial for the playoff game, round 1 between Columbia Central and Centennial High School. For Barry Duke, Drake Colley, Lee Maddox, I'm Lewis Maddox. Thanks for tuning in online and on the radio tonight. We will see you next week for Columbia Central Lions football from Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Good night, everybody.
RM 103.7 FM and 1340 AM, the home for the Columbia Central Lions for the past 75 years.